All right, internets. Hi. Nice to see y'all. I see my mic's a little high. No pun intended. Here, we'll lower you down here, and I'll double check my mixer. We should be rocking. Oh yeah, so my mixer mic is jacked up. Okay. So, everybody, nice to see y'all. if you've tuned into these regularly, I do apologize that I'm starting a little later. I've got a reselling story about that, but what we'll do to supplement is there's no break before the auction launch, because this auction is closing for 8 p.m. So there's a soft close on this bad boy. I usually like to run a little review so we can hang out for about an hour beforehand. So on my sincere self, I do apologize that you guys don't get to experience it this time. But nonetheless, I am very excited to see how these items do, because I creeped through them earlier. The ceramics, the classic high-end antiques that Acorn Auctions Hamilton has available are impressive, like stunning as always. And I'm sincerely learning, like, doing this collaboration with Acorn Auctions Hamilton has been such a big learning experience for me, because I am very humble to the parts of this hustle that I might not have the expertise on, right? But before we get started, I'll do a ramble after, but I'll babble for 5 minutes. I'll babble for 5 minutes. So, for the new viewers, whether you're watching this in the future or currently, my name is Bailey. I run a eBay store under the moniker of Grandma's Deadstock, and I actually run a local auction house with my business partner Patty called Warehouse Toronto, and we do max sold auctions. So our auctions are locally based, right? You have to pick up locally. Working with Acorn Auctions Hamilton is always a fantastic learning experience, because they pay for the high bid software. So they're able to ship all across North America, and additionally, they kind of, like, how do I gently word it to not insult myself more so? They have an eye for the finer things. Me and Patty clear out entire homes, right? And that leads into the story. Me and Patty clear out entire homes. Acorn Auctions here has a keen eye for detail. They do a great job at selecting products that are intriguing to folks who are both already antique collectors and people who are already experts in the field of ceramics, but are very, very notable regardless of your skill level in that field, right? So I'm a little late today because I overextended myself as the reseller. I had one of the cases that I won't give any government names. I'll still respect some privacy, but it was the true. It was the sad side of doing my house clear out, right? It was someone that I knew personally. Due to unfortunate circumstances, they got evicted with 2 weeks notice. Legally with 2 weeks notice. Unfortunately, they only contacted me when they had 3 days to get out of the house. So I was picking a home last night until 3 a.m. I'm exaggerating a little bit because I got home at 3 a.m. So let's say 1:30. 1:30 a.m. I was picking a home. Due to the fact that sometimes when people need to move these antiques, products, lifelong memories, it's not necessarily through foreseen circumstances that you're prepared for, and that you've got all your products sorted, that you've gone through what memories you want to keep. So little baby here had a busy day. I crushed a nap earlier on today. Slept through alarms a little bit. But as a result, that's where I have to own up to my own shortcomings and admit that it was like, okay, that's because you did X, Y, and Z that led up to the scenario. But as we dig through the antiques, I think it's very important to remember, as I give context to that story, that I'm just trying to figure out which priority statement to put at the front. Like, something I've learned going through this process of downsizing and estate support is the incredible importance behind knowing what is valuable to you and your family in the sense of heirlooms, right? it's a very difficult situation already to get up, pack everything you own into boxes, and get the heck out of there, right? Yeah. Yeah, so what I've learned is to at least have a brief understanding of, say, like an elevator pitch for a business. If you were to then walk up and someone asked you, you walked into your home, and they're like, okay, what do you want to take out of here tomorrow? You don't necessarily have to be anxious about evaluating those opportunities, but I would highly recommend that you have that on lock. But the reason I giggle, Acorn Auctions says all we do is overextend ourselves. It's part of the job. Yeah, which I totally agree. And that was exactly what I did. So I was help a friend. I did get product out of it. You'll see some of it in my upcoming auction. But 'tis what I did, and it was a big learning lesson seeing someone close to home after I've been doing this professionally. I was like, okay, this is, I should communicate about how important and intriguing this was. And additionally, Acorn, I do have my roommate bidding on a bag in this auction, but it seems, due to my technical difficulties last auction, I'm going to have to contact High Bid directly because my account is having problems. But that is totally okay. As I just iterated with the ceramics and the holding on to things, I absolutely adore everything in this selection, but I am a little inundated. I just picked a few homes. I went to 5 homes this week, but that's aside from me. We're getting on to the review, okay? So no break. I'm going to go for 10-15 minutes reviewing everything. I see that my window is set up for max sold right now, so let's slide y'all over. We'll get you back to the center. Acorn Auctions Hamilton does have a premium auction upcoming, which I'm very excited to delve into the listings that they have available. And then once we're like 5 minutes from auction time, I'm getting standing. I've been loving the standing hype. I'm going to be standing up here. We're going to be reviewing the items. And as much as I'm sitting here saying I'm a sleepy boy, I'm so excited. I've got someone, I cannot wait to see how all this goes. I've got friends. Shouts to Acorn Auctions. That's why I had to check the cell phone. I've got people already. Oh, I'm so excited for this, yada yada. So, as always, what I like to do, I like to go from bid count high to low. Because for me, as the reseller, it's more important to evaluate what generates and garners the most interest out of the entire product spread, in contrast to trying to figure out what sells for the most money. If you're obsessed over what's selling for the most money, that ultimately will drag you down, just like any other capitalist endeavor. Right? Sometimes if you're too focused on your profit generation, it does not really contribute to your long-term sustainability in your business practices, right? So I personally prefer on the analytics to focus on what garners the most interest, right? So as we prepare for the 8 p.m. soft close, I want to remind everyone it is a soft close. So what that means is if there's multiple bidders, nothing can get sniped right from under you. When things are about to close up, when they're at like a minute left, if someone bids on that item, it will extend the amount of time available for you to win the competition on that item. It is one of the better features of modern auctions. As someone who was an eBay seller and is an eBay seller, man, that was a pain in the butt in the old days, okay? So, let's give a big congratulations to Acorn Auctions Hamilton for getting this all together. I know it is not simple. The meow, I love just a meow. This just meow item, okay. It is a vintage cat print. Just a cat print. Adora, oh my god, okay, I love the meow. This is another example of why, although I'm not bidding on this one, the cat, I would buy it, and then I got no space for the cat. The panther makes absolute sense. That speaks for itself. I am curious what type of stone it is. Let's see if one of the Acorn Auctions... No, they haven't identified. That has now been a new passion of mine as I'm learning about auction items. I'm trying to sort out, like, which type of stones are most popular. Like, how do you... Like it's a black soapstone, I guess? But how is there a black soapstone? Uranium is a classic. If you watch any TikTok, so this does speak to stereotypical is the wrong word, but industry standard antique sales. Possible flaw on the tongue. Oh yeah, I see that. Yep, very fair. I like him though. Great detail. A good choice to test for. Okay, sorry. Wow, I'm gonna mute my mic and I'm gonna do a big sniffle. I'm all congested right here. 1 second. All right, sorry. I had to make all the gross human noises. That was. I think all of my nasal and throat passages were a little gross, so let's save you that. Signed ceramic cat figurines. Again, everyone, I am excited. I'm so excited. We got 15 minutes to auction close. As much as I'm a tired boy, as much as I overextended myself a little bit, and I'm late, and Acorn Auctions Hamilton does have my most severe apologies for this. I am excited to be here, as always. I want to remind everyone, I see we got a couple YouTube viewers already. I see we got a handful of y'all. The best way to support me is to thumbs up the video and subscribe. I am now more than halfway to being monetized on YouTube, and I would highly, highly credit that to Acorn Auctions Hamilton having faith in me to get this off the ground. Because once this bad boy is monetized, even a stream like this, I can pay an editor, and the editor is going to chop it down, and that's a 30-minute YouTube video where we're getting stoked at looking at how much these items all go for. That's an easily viewable process. And I am grateful for the folks in the chat right now who may not be so familiar with the live stream format. I want to let you know you're safe here. You're safe here. You came to the right fellow. Because I do understand that it is something that is new in the media landscape. A 1960s yak. Yo, you could sell pelts? I didn't know Acorn could sell pelts. This I might have to have some fun with. I've got a kangaroo pelt back at my grandmother's place. This yak, that's such a glorious orange. Like, glorious is definitely the word that fits. Fantastic, vibrant, orange, mod, yak, pelt rug. Rare find indeed. Going for $19. I guarantee almost that's going to get bid up. František Zemek. František, it depends if it's French. Czechoslovakian, so František Zemek. 1950. Wonderful glass vase. I grew up in Alberta until I was like 7. So in terms of English pronunciation, sometimes I really want to say vase. What a wonderful vase. But it's definitely vase. That is how the English language works. But that's up to you. You want to argue with me? Argue with your grammar teacher from college. Onyx and pewter vase. We got an onyx and pewter vase. I'm very excited. I'm so stoked. We've got 10 minutes to auction close now, everyone. I do want to get you guys ready for the soft close process. And I am just as excited as y'all. And thank you for everyone that is tuning in from Acorn Auctions mailing list and from the auction. That's good. The onyx really white. I thought onyx had to be black. So see, again, I'm learning. That's something I have to look up after. Because I got a couple statues this week, right? I found out that there's white jade. I didn't know that white jade exists. Like, it very much looks like it's ivory, and I didn't know. So, like, the same color as these statues. I thought, like, this I would say soapstone, but I literally, it's a incredible learning experience for me. And 3 carvings in total. We've got 3 of them. Vishnu is the one with 6 arms. The elephant, I used to know. I want to make sure that I am not being disrespectful to anyone's culture, but I swear I think it starts with a G, but I will catch myself so that I don't get anyone in trouble here. A Florentine gold wooden basket. Wow. Wow. Made in Italy, as always, with these Florentine pieces. Stunning. It is 11 inches in width and 12 inches in height. This bad boy, imagine that being your laundry basket. Ugh. 11 inches, though, way too small. Way too small. So that wouldn't actually functionally work. But you could store, that's the entrance way to your house. Oh my god, it's fantastic. I absolutely adore that. That's so cute. That's so cute. And thank you for everyone for attending. I want to remind y'all the auction does close in 10 minutes, and I'm getting into my ready position. Okay? We'll put you on the main screen so you can see their link. I do simulcast, right? So I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch, and I am on Kick, all simultaneously, all right? My name is Bailey. I do host my own auctions. Okay. So if you're enjoying this live stream format, it is something that you can witness on a regular basis. And I work with Acorn Auctions Hamilton on a monthly basis as well. They do have another premium auction closing in the upcoming week, and I am very excited to see how that goes. It's been a really funny self-employed week. I'll tell you what. It's one of those weeks where it's like, okay, everyone cashed their checks at once. Even the digital storefronts. I was having a tough time on eBay. I was having a little bit of a tough time on eBay this week. This past week, actually. I was like, wow, what the heck? I only sold one thing. What's happening? And then, of course, at the exact time that I'm stressed about it, it's like, here you go. 4 items in one day. Now move your butt. Get it all ready. Clear out the homes. With my business partner where I run the auction house, I cleared out a garage, I cleared out 2 apartments, I helped someone move on the weekend, and then I had that same emergency that I started talking about with this stream. So I literally did 5 locations within a week. Probably 5 locations within 4 days, which is a little absurd, objectively. But hey, you gotta accept the consequences of your decision. But consequences feels harsh when I'm describing where I want to be in life. You know what I mean? Sorry about that. We got a misclick. You got a misclick. So we're back on to viewing the auction. Now we go back to the classic lot number. We're going to watch this auction as it closes. Okay, so we've got 5 minutes here. The Black Orb Vase lot. It is good to see that the majority of these items are hitting their minimum. This Black Orb Vase lot is truly stunning. I do very much like it. What are we looking at here? We have 2 vintage vases, black matte, textured, and orb style. So the orb style, I guess, is literally referring to its shape. High quality firing and staining. And like, especially with the sheen on it, wow. I highly respect that. I appreciate it. I want to remind everyone that I do simulcast, and I am very grateful for everyone attending in any capacity. And the best way to support is to drop a like on that video, okay? So you're watching on YouTube, give me a thumbs up. You're watching on Twitch, give me a subscription, you know what I mean? Send ad-free viewing your way. I do have super thanks available on the YouTube now. So if you drop a super thanks, this is a promo that we can run with Acorn Auctions in the future. If you drop a super thanks, I'm gonna develop some charitable options so that donating through YouTube will be supporting a good cause. But at the moment, right now, it's gonna help me get off the ground for the sustainability of my own business. I'm sorry, y'all. I am a fantastic announcer, but I do need hydration as well. You know, I'm only human. Ceramic mushrooms. Mushrooms are very hot nowadays. Describing mushrooms as hot feels weird. I just mean it's a topic that people are very interested in. And this would look so cute in any house. This is adorable. So it's a bisque style white ceramic mushroom mounted on a wood block, okay? I like the basic wood block. It's cute. It's very cute. I love these. Those are adorable. I love these little mushrooms. Little mushies, cute little mushies. So we got two of them going for $7, $14 as the pair. That's very fair. That's very fair. Pair and fair. You catch that? You catch that? Lennox USA. So Lennox is another one of the brands that I'm learning about that are the desirable American brands when you're talking about pottery and ceramics. It's Lennox USA pottery by. Ooh, I have approached a word I do not know how to pronounce. Bide pronunciation. Beard. Oh, really? So a Lennox USA porcelain beard. A Lennox honey bear figurine from the China Jewels collection. 4-inch little bear. Kind of looks like a real life Pooh Bear. Very adorable. Very adorable. We've got a Guilford Art Deco vase going for 9 buckaroos as well, which I'm very excited. 1930s. Wow, that is one I would misestimate. If that came across my desk, ooh, I would probably put 60s on that. I would be off by 30 years. By Guilford Brentley. Guilford Brentley. Yeah. Stunning piece. Very cute. Very much enjoys. When I'm looking at those pieces, it's hard not to meme the Trump impressions. I want to be like, huge. Very huge piece. By the way, let me add the asterisk. Not supportive of them. Not supportive of them. Just enjoy the huge part. Jadeite. So we got jadeite and uranium that are the ones that glow in such a fashion. And you may see that my wonderful chatbot just reposted the auction link, okay? So if you want to get involved, it's still very much possible. All you need to do is jump in now, register for the auction, because I want to remind you, they do ship throughout North America. So if you feel a little pensive about purchasing something, you don't have to be there in person. They will ship it to you. Acorn Auctions Hamilton is one of my favorite collaborators in this process, and they do an incredible job at making sure that all of their items are secure throughout the entire means of shipping. So what caught my eye as I was setting up for this today, this red coral tree. Is it real coral? Fun red coral mounted on a wood block. I feel like I am developing brain rot because when I hear coral, I think of the Walking Dead meme. And now it's stuck in your head too. I've been doing too much research on the Italian brain rot and how that started. I've been very curious. The crocodilo bambino and all that shit. Excuse my language. Excuse my language. This is a family-friendly show. And all that stuff. I like this. I would have no place for it in my home. I have so many knickknacks. You can see my stream backdrop. This is my bedroom. Right? My bedroom. I'm already inundated with knickknacks. If I were to get a red coral tree, I got nowhere. I'm very happy. These all have dear memories to me. So I'm at the point that in terms of antique collecting, I have to prioritize exactly what I started this stream off talking about. What's most important to me versus the coolest little things. But if you've got space, I am a self-employed individual working with a one bedroom. Everything in this auction is of the quality that I would highly recommend both for house staging and opening up your future opportunities. Now it looks like I am having issues with the timing because it should be starting to close. Yes, that is true. For some reason, maybe it is my dark reader. Let's turn this off and see if it makes a change. I'm not getting the active close times. Oh, because I'm not in the live catalog. That is why. All right. So we're on lot 5. I do apologize, y'all. I will put it also back on dark so we don't burn your eyes out. We're looking at that vintage orb vase about to close for $6. We got another bid on the mushy. I knew the mushy would get some attention. And then the drip glaze lot, which is quite pretty on its own. It's a good standalone piece. And if someone's going to pay $15 for the one ceramic mushy, I was about to call it. Good job, chat. I appreciate y'all. If someone's going to pay $15 for one ceramic mushroom, you might as well pay $15 for the other ceramic mushroom. That's the part that was wild to me. So good thing to see that they're going for the same price, because that's $30 collectively for some cute little mushrooms. Every time you hear the ding during this auction closing process, that means someone else is putting in a bid that extends the soft closing process if you bid within a minute. As you can see, these high demand items now have extended close. So if we're looking at the premium time about to go, we now have the jadeite dish from the 1930s and the custard glass dish from the 1930s as well. And for $5 Canadian, we've got the Shannon Crystal Quattro pitcher and glasses. It definitely seems like as of late, folks are not as interested in crystal, which is very intriguing, because just like the way of English ceramics, they used to be the top of the market, and now we're seeing the uranium and the US of A made ceramics becoming the top dogs. The coral tree is the one that I am stunned that no one wants. That thing is adorable. Even if you were to repurpose it, the coral tree in a planter, adorable. I absolutely love it. For both my own purposes and Acorn Auctions Hamilton purposes, I do have, my roommate was bidding on a bag, supposedly. I haven't scrolled through all of the items as we saw at the start, so I'm very curious to see what this is. But we do have a porcelain magnolia flower by Andrea's Flowers about to close. $0 is wild. That thing's so beautiful. That's a mother gift right there. Let's not gender it. That's a parent gift right there. 1 minute left, Art. Fine. If you don't want it, I would say I want it. With $22 about to close on the one jadeite dish and $30 about to close on the other jadeite dish. So if you're interested in those things that can glow in the dark, you want to set up a spooky, mysterious setting in your house, it seems Acorn Auctions is the way to go. A Jerusalem glass vase. Now, contentious based on Jerusalem nowadays, but hand-painted art glass vase. Ooh, look at those pinks. $5 for those pinks? That's a great... Wow. I love the painting on this piece. Oh, that's pretty. That's very pretty. Wow. So, we've got a couple. We've got the jadeite dish closing. We've got the 1930s custard dish closing. And now we have the Murano glass vase closing. 26 seconds. These things are stunning, and that's Murano glass. Wow. The wow is the hardest one to not repeat. I just want to be like, wow, wow, wow. These guys, they're glass, man. I would highly recommend, if you're watching this in the chat, you're involved in the auction, with the Murano glass sticker. That's the part that's most uncommon. Oh my gosh. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. It's how she blows, it's how she blows. We got the mushies closing for $15 each. I'm glad to see they're going for the same price because they are of the same high quality production. Now we're looking at the Italian satin glass vase lot. So people don't want the Jerusalem glass and the Murano glass. Again, it's so intriguing how the ceramics market is definitely getting tilted towards North American production, which is not something I would expect as an antique seller. Now we have a lot of 2 pink glass vases with floral design and a smaller white satin glass vase, all hand painted. So these weren't just stamps put on in the factory. Someone blew this glass and then hand painted these amazing details. They do not deserve to go for $0. They do deserve much, much more attention. We got the mushies closing. We got the 1930s glass closing. We have the Art Deco green dolphin paperweights. And someone bid up the coral tree, so I'm not alone on my interest of it. But that satin glass we just looked at is 10 seconds and it's still at 0. You don't want to pay $5. That's it, chat. There we go, y'all. I love to see it. You get me just as excited as you are to see it bid up as I'm announcing these items. And we're looking at a cobalt blue porcelain vase set, about to close for $5 at 20 seconds. And the vintage Toyo vase, the Toyo, again, I'm really trying not to say vase here, and it is stunning. It is truly stunning. This bad boy doesn't have too much longer on him. We've got 35 seconds on this vintage vase that really does fit any type of home time aesthetic. It does stand out. So I'm surprised it's not getting a little bit more competition. We've got the Swan Planter. The Swan Planter, I feel like, would work both great indoors and outdoors. This bad boy, we got a Sleepy Swan. Sleepy Swan, that's where my slightly internet-brained behavior. This bad boy, I think that says Portugal, but I can't waste too much. Yeah, it is. It does say Portugal. We got a Portuguese swan taking a nap. Perfect for indoors or outdoors. But $5 acceptable, and I'm glad to see someone bid on the satin glass. Y'all are making me so happy for doing this announcement. I do want to remind you that I am simulcasting. So I'm on Twitch, I'm on Kick, and I'm on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, the best way to support, I see we've got a couple of you viewers on that platform. Thanks to the hard work of Acorn Auctions Hamilton, I want to welcome all the new folks today. Best way to support is to drop a thumbs up on the video and subscribe. I have now reached the halfway point to monetization. And the further we go with it, the further we can support amazing, amazing folks like Acorn Auctions Hamilton to be able to get some further promotions for their business. And this Hoya crystal etched plate, wow, really, I was the one talking poop at the start about how crystal isn't doing what it used to do. And this etched plate, poppy design, elegant engraved collectible lead glass plate, is one of a series of flowers of the month handcrafted in the 1980s and 1990s by the Hoya. I'm so used to reading Royal. That's what just happened there. By the Hoya Crystal Art Company of Japan. Signed by a Japanese artisan who is considered one of the most recognized. $6, very deserving. If you found that retail, that MSRP is going way up there. And I'm glad to see that the 1930s Art Deco vase. I literally almost did it again. It's going to be all night. I'm going to be battling vase versus vase. I'm about to go for $30 in 3 minutes. That's good to see. So previously, animals were all the rage, and the animals were going $5 on one bird. At least we got $6 on the elephant. But the Villeroy and Bosch branded crystal dolphin, only $0. I am surprised. If you're going to buy these crystal dogs, you may as well buy the branded crystal dolphin. This does impress me in terms of the diversity of bidders. Wow, guys. Wow, seriously. So $46 for the crystal dogs, which makes a lot of sense. And as we scroll down, we've got some cat figurines about to close. 18 buckaroos. If I know my internet viewers, I know that these ceramic cat figurines are not going to close at that value. That seems absurd to me. There's no bloody way that people are only going to pay $18 for these signed ceramic cat figurines, which are stunning, absolutely stunning. I hear the bids running up as we do this process. What are we looking at? We're looking at a cute vintage black ceramic cat figurines, both signed. And what is the signature on this cat figurine? By TY. Who knows? Maybe you got a Beanie Baby figurine. But that's me being facetious. Let me make sure that I don't trick anyone into bidding on it as a result of that. What up, Kerr? How you doing? I gotta actually watch my language there because I grew up in a bad part of the city, so if I start speaking like that, I can get myself into legitimate trouble. But it's nice to see you, friend. I am in full announcer mode. There are adorable pieces here today, though, Marching into Madness. If there's something that you are interested into seeing for your mother, for your family, time to go, time to go. Hey, bro, you gotta talk fast. I'm a pseudo auctioneer. I am a stream auctioneer now I'm a poet without even knowing it. You know what I mean? This all dish, I've seen these all dishes doing fantastic in every other market I'm in. And these are the ones that I see having a little bit of difficulty in the Acorn Auctions Hamilton listings. I do want to remind everyone that I am simulcasting. So I'm on Twitch, I'm on Kick, and I'm on YouTube. The best way to support is dropping a thumbs up on the YouTube video and subscribing, okay? Because I work with Acorn Auctions Hamilton on a monthly basis, and I do my own local pickup auctions in Toronto. All right? I will lower my camera just a touch, so you can see some of the pretty behavior we got here. Shouts out Base God, shouts out Base God. This guy's using his emotes. If you are a weeb who is on Twitch too much, you know what that is. That's one of the plugins that allows you to add additional emotes. We've got the 1930s vase about to close. I'm surprised at that. The issue with me being lacking today, there we go. Camera angle, perfect now, okay? How we doing? We got some crystal dogs. Crystal dogs, 1930s Art Deco vase. Crystal dogs and vase? That's one of the best rhymes of the night. About to close. 20 bucks on the 1930s vase. $46 on the crystal dogs. And I saw that all the other aminals went for a little bit less money. So I'm surprised you're going to pay $46 for the crystal vase and you're not going to buy the 1950s pink ceramic cat planter. And I'm glad to see the coral tree getting bidded up because that is a stunning and very unique piece that could decorate any home of any Art Deco fashion and look great. I would either put that in a window or a sill shelf within your home. So $11. Shout out to y'all, chat. It is always exciting to see when people are bidding things up as I'm talking about them. And this 1950s pink cat, the pink cat I want the pink cat. Give me the pink cat. But I have to limit myself. The coral tree is a steal. This stream is brought to you in part by Kick. It is, because I am simulcasting. I've already done that announcement in the past 5 minutes. But the coral tree, very cool. $11 on the coral tree. Adorable. For chat, we are watching Marching into Madness. Comment on the stuff. There is shipping available or local pickup. It's in Hamilton, so it's very accessible by you. If you want to gift this to your family, this stunning piece on a wood block. It is actual coral, just painted red. Great piece, great piece. You want to give that to your mama, your papa? Yeah. Thank you to chat. That's it. These are great gifts for family members. So if you are that interested in it, I highly recommend you jumping in. The best part of this simulcasting, I want you to know if you comment on any of the platforms, the other people can see you. So if you say hi on YouTube, the people on Twitch can see you, etc., etc. Okay? I am going to have a quick beverage. Just give me a second. And I'm going to turn my mic down as I make more gross nasally noises. So one second. I'm going to do a big snoot, and you can't hear it. So in terms of Acorn Auctions, though, it's funny, because last time I did their auction, I had dry throat. I had mad dry throat. I was like having to take lozenges. Now I have the opposite. Now I have way too gunked up. So $11 on the coral, marching into madness. You want that coral for the papa. We got 30 seconds left. It is a soft close process, so you will start a bidding war upon a bid there. I see the op art orbs. So we've got some bidding going on a lot of these closing items. There's a lot of dings going through, which is honestly my favorite part of the high bid platform. But what is these op art globes? Wow, they look like something straight out of a movie. We have a set of orbs of various sizes made of ceramic psychedelic art. Oh my gosh, man. I just went through my rambling about the bedroom. I want everything in this auction. I would just give me $10,000 and I'll buy it all. I want to buy it all. It looks like the actual coral closed, so I hope that the chat won that item. We've got a bohemian. I got stuck between bohemian and premium. Check crystal glass vase. You're putting me out of business by giving me more of your money. Yeah. That's what it feels like for me. Sometimes I'm just like, yeah, let me buy everything. And I know that Acorn Auctions Hamilton deals with the same problem. We look at everything in these auctions, we're like, hey, yeah, I could just keep that. That doesn't help anyone, though. It doesn't help your buyers or you, especially when you're doing this ethically. So, let's get my German accent prepared, because we've got Anna Erner, Costa Boda, Candle Holder. Oh, I almost said Hodor. Holders. Heavy crystal glass candlestick and tea light candle holder votive with hand-painted gold rings designed by Swedish. Ooh, I guessed wrong. Swedish glass. These are beautiful. As I talk about gifts, wow, that's a good piece right there. Getting the attention that they deserve at $20. We now have at $22 the Sasaki handcrafted crystal vase. About to close. 5 seconds left. No more bids, eh? No more bids, and it's closed. Wowsies. Thank you, everyone. I want to remind you, the auction link is in the chat. So if it's blah, 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 if you want to get involved, now is the time, okay? You'll be registering a little bit late. You won't be able to get everything, but you have the potential to win some of these items because it is a soft close process. And I like to see the op art orbs getting bid up after we looked at them together. I am always so excited to see the chat responding to this process. It makes me so excited, especially when I'm supporting my friends through doing this live stream reaction process. We now have the Bohemian painted crystal vase, and I see that the Ann Arner Swedish dishes are getting bid up too, okay? And with, what, the Barbaro, oh my god, I'm not saying that one, but it's another vase. $2, so they kind of look like a American-made milk glass. What are we looking at this? We're looking at the Barbro Westland Pia Amsel Swedish vase. About to go brand new blown glass exclusively for IKEA. So this is vintage IKEA. Wow. I think if you're a reseller, this vintage IKEA, that's an easy list to eBay. That's an easy flip. So I'm not trying to encourage resellers to populate the chat, but if you want to make a few bucks, I would highly recommend you buy those vases and flip them. But it is too late, and it seems you do not appreciate it. Alternatively, we've got a bidding war going on. Yeah, it's got 3 of the Barbaros Westlander. 3 of them, man. You want to get your eBay career started, I highly recommend you get those IKEA boys, because they will sell. They will sell. And we've got the gold-plated glasses, gold-painted glasses, let's correct myself. About to go for 20 bucks, 20 buckaroos, okay? And this table has been the one generating some competition at $65. I will scroll up to some items that are closing soon. But this is a 1990s Carl Johan designed table and stool. 1999 solid wood side table from the PS series of Carl Johan. Early days of IKEA as well. I want to remind everyone, antique IKEA highly retains its value. There is a market of folks who just collect these specifically. So if you're willing to go in on these for $65, be willing to dish out that pocketbook, because you will have a successful resale item. We've got an IKEA knower over here. You would be surprised, chat. Chat, you're saying we got an IKEA knower? Bro, IKEA has such a resale value as we're looking at beautiful antiques like this by this František Zemek, a Czech artist, hand-blown piece of glass. It's incredible how much IKEA retains value in contrast to these true pieces of artwork that, again, Acorn Auctions Hamilton has available, okay? We've got an Ann Nielsen Black Diabla vase. I did it. I did the vase. I'm trying to do vase. Another IKEA. Oh my god, I want all the IKEA. Give me all the IKEA. Whoever's winning these, you're getting a steal on the IKEA. We got another bid. Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. I see that. That item was at $36. As I was looking at it, it got bid up to a $38. So good job, y'all. We've got an Ann Nielsen cylinder vase collection. Yeah, I've gone back and forth. So these 3 vases were originally a trio and sold together. It is exceptionally rare to find them as a set still together. And I do agree. This blue glass, it is not cobalt glass, but it is damn near close aesthetically. And it is another vintage IKEA piece. It looks like Acorn Auctions Hamilton has a true IKEA collector in their midst. At $6, that is a steal. That is a stunning steal. Wow. Okay. All right. I'll give that to y'all. Good win. Good W. Good W. So the drip glaze has been doing well overall. Right now we have these abstract acrylic form vases. Chad is the silent buyer. It really seems like it. I really love the interactive capacity of this. I want to remind everyone that I am simulcasting, so I'm on multiple platforms. I do not pressure y'all to get involved, but when you do, it is very exciting to be able to review products and see you guys get the same amount of interest as I do. And I know Acorn Auctions Hamilton behind the screen, they're getting just as stoked as we are here. It's so fun to experience the auction process with company. Part of the issue with online auctions is you don't got someone to hang out with you. And now Bebe is here. I'm going to hang out with you, and we're going to get just as stoked on all these rare items as you are. This one is marked California Pottery. This drip glaze, beautiful pieces, but no maker's mark. So the thing is, it doesn't have the flashy name. It's about to go. All right, fine. And oh wow, look at that jug. 1 minute left on that jug. That's a cool bloody jug. Look at me, no swearing. I only swore twice tonight. Glazed jugs? Yeah, glazed jugs is kind of jokes when you put it into brain rot context. Yeah. I got a glazed jug. Well, West German only markings are numbers 8304, possibly Schurich pottery. So this means if it is placed in West Germany, it has to be pre-1993 versus the fall of the Berlin Wall. Okay, so one of the easiest ways I find to date both ceramics, globes, stuff at that era, if it says West German, you're guaranteed before 1993 because of the unification of Germany. $6. Man, with how sick that is, that's a steal. It looks like we've got a little bit of competition going on with the Carl Johan designed table. And at very first, we've got the op art orbs that I looked at, as well as the Bohemian painted crystal glass vase, going for a keynote price of $26 and $17 respectively. And the geometric glass vase, I am so intrigued to see what your interest is for contrasting vases, because like this Ann Nielsen, I would much rather this Bohemian Premium. I keep making that mistake, the Bohemian one. I would want way over just the black vase, but interesting buyer's perspective. 3-piece studio pottery. There are so many items in demand right now. We are actually falling behind a little bit. I am glad to see y'all keeping the bidding going around the soft close process. Very fun, very fun. It seems we've got some fighters on the Carl Johan, and I am taking a breather while I can. So one moment. Chad, I hope you're doing well. Don't be afraid to say hi. Marching into Madness, thank you for dropping by. Regular viewer, regular attendee, bringing attention on the more youthful platforms. Being on Twitch is very helpful, so thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to remind you, Acorn Auctions Hamilton, Marching into Madness. I know you're in a similar region. Get some gifts, decorate your house. When you're ready to decorate your house, you know where to come. Because these lovely fellows I'm getting better. I need to do literal breath practices. If it's not your first time tuning in, you would have heard me complaining about this previously, but I think it is because I was never a singer or music artist. I've got the pattern down, but I need to retain more oxygen as I do this fast-paced announcing. I need that Nargang subscription service. I'll start a Patreon soon. We'll start an OnlyFans for antiques. I'll just do the fine details of geometric glass vases, and that will be OnlyFans for antiques. You get to see sharp edges and all their intimate beauty. That's again, I'm keeping this family friendly, so I'll stop there. Large stone ashtrays, sage bowl. What? $0. This thing's sick. Okay, fine. Someone put a lot of work into that. And we're looking at the onyx and pewter vase, about to close for the same time period at $16. We get 25 seconds left on this onyx and pewter vase. That is also a stunning piece, polished Italian onyx stone, which again, I only learned recently that like onyx, some of these like notable stones that you're like, oh, that's a high quality one. I found out about white jade today. I was like, oh, I did not know that exists. So $16, a good steal. Abstract clay boy about to go. We've got the abstract acrylic form vases. These guys, imagine making a terrarium out of this bugger. Retro 80s vase. This guy making a little terrarium in the scoop. That's a badass terrarium. Only IKEA. I could do it only IKEA. I still stand by my only beans, where you make an OnlyFans, but it's of a cat's toe beans. And you just go to all your homies' houses, you take pictures of all your cat's paws, and then you write funny captions as if you're trying to sell them as intimate photos. It's like, oh, this week I'm collaborating with my boy, Mr. Pants. And then it's just a picture of his paw. If I had time and money, I would have my Only Beans. I would have an Only Beans account for sure. And I feel like that's family friendly. And we're about to close at $95 on the Carl Johan design table. Unusual large agate. That's one of the words I do struggle with sometimes. The large agate specimen. We've got selenite pillars. We got another bid on the Carl Johan. Thank you all for dropping in. Is this only beans? It can be only beans. You just gotta ask nicely. I got 2 kitties. I can show you some beans. We got bird's nest, another coral specimen. Why did I add an H there? Coral specimen. But to go. Lot number 61. The specimen is native to the Solomon Islands. It is a vintage, and the new specimens are currently unable to be harvested. So we've got a rare protected. We got a yak pelt in this auction, and now we've got rare protected bird's nest coral going for $55, which is a steal. Red moss agate. Now I grew up in Drumheller, Alberta, and I did see this red moss often. Acorn Auctions is really making me think that I should go mineral hunting when I'm visiting my family. 36 seconds left. We're at 105 on the Carl Johan now, and the Ann Nielsen Black Diabla going for 48. We've got some serious competition and another stone ashtray / sage bowl. Not the one that I checked, but I see that some of y'all like it as well. And the selenite pillars. I guess the selenite is more quartzy, more basic. I guess if you're into the rocks, you're more of a basic boy if you want the selenite. But hey, that's a pretty good price. You don't want to bid that up to $11? Hey, Chad, you can add the pause. I'm the announcer. You gotta add the pause. Spider conch specimens. Specimens. There we go. We got first typo of the day. We got the nice variety of spider conch specimens. Wow, these are sick. They look straight up like alien. We've got the bird's nest coral specimen. About to go. $55. Locked out. And the selenite pillars also $10. I'm surprised people are so into the specimens available and they're not willing to pay for the selenite. All right. And I am curious. Carl Johan has only a minute left on the Carl Johan table. That's got to be desiring some competition. I'm taking a quick sippy poo while we have a break because these seashells by the seashore about to close. Interesting. Seashells. I've been trying to sell some of them myself. I've been trying to sell the seashells by the seashore. And $7 on that bid. Thank you, chat. It's always so exciting to see you guys bidding it up. And just so everyone knows, I do have a legitimate speech impediment. I've just learned to live with it. So I am not mocking any individuals who may have that capacity problem. Carl Johan, about to go. 90s Carl Johan design. My speech impediment affects a vast array of certain items, but the one that's funny is like SHs and CHs. So sheep. When I was a kid, it was seep. Like, I really struggle with, like, certain, like, SHCH words. So that's why you see when I go to specimen Carl Johan that I start slipping up. And the Carl Johan table about to close for 105. The chat is so locked in. They want the black vase gone so bad. $48. That is part of the excitement of this process. So thank you, Marching into Madness. Thank you for being so stoked on it. I appreciate your undying support. You are a good friend, supporting all formats of the stream. Now you can remind yourself that you are supporting a fantastic local vendor through this. Acorn Auctions Hamilton, great folks, love them, lovely duo. If you were to visit them in person on pickup, I would highly recommend you say hi, get their connect. If you need to supply them with anything in this realm, they have a keen eye for the finer things. They are so good at selecting pottery and ceramics that are worth time at high bidding points. So with 6 seconds left, we have the Ann Nielsen Black Vase about to close at $48. Okay, all right, I'll take it. And the Stone Panther, if I had to estimate, this thing's about to close in 30 seconds. I thought the Panthy. You're not competing over the Panthy. I don't get people who buy just one type of animal. If you're gonna buy the other stone or glass animals, you gotta buy this animal for a higher price. Like, I guess maybe that's a contrasting opinion. You're spending $5.55 on the Panther. You're going to be like, I'll spend $12 on the Crow sculpture, which is also coming up, which had competition thanks to the soft close process. It did get its bidding extended, so thank you guys for believing in that same philosophy. Because now we are looking at a pair of stylized cast iron crows on a marble base. I love those are cute. Those are very cute. Shouts to TPZ. TPZ is the only person who's never talked in my chat, but has been the most consistent supporter. TPZ is the funniest of all the followers I've had throughout these years, because he always shows up, drops some emojis to let you know that he's watching stream, doesn't say nothing. I'm trying not to make the gross human noises in the mic, so let's excuse my pause there. We are turning the mic down 1 second here. I'm staying on camera, boys. Alright. I gotta do the appropriate thing. I'm not making you guys hear that. That would be disgusting. Okay. So, cone shell specimens going for $8. It's a good steal. I was just selling some shells recently, and they did not sell for as much. And we've got some competition on the crow sculptures. Again, guys, when you bid on items that I'm involved in, it makes me the most bloody excited, okay? Carved Buddha head. What is Buddha made out of? That's a sick Buddha. Lovely finish. A solid piece of wood. Wow. The staining on that, the preservation of that, that's really well. That's not just tourist trap. Someone put some serious effort into that bad boy. There would be a lot of sanding. A lot of sanding. Again, everyone, the chatbot is speaking truth into reality. If you want to participate, the live stream link is available now. All you have to do is click on the link pinned in the chat, okay? Bronze bell at $7 for 35 seconds. We've got the solid teak hand-carved female bust about to close. I feel like everyone heard that one. I don't think you understand how rare teak is. For $11, teak is one of the most rare furniture woods that are out there. This bad boy not only needs a serious amount of artisan skills to craft, it needs a lot of maintenance work in a very humble and appreciative way. I would highly recommend you tap into this solid teak bad boy. Exceptional stylized bust carved from a solid wood piece of teak. Half oiled and the rest is left raw. So, oh my god. So this is a meticulous handcrafted design. $11. Did someone bid this up as I was talking about it? 15 seconds. Oh my god. This is so lovely. That's pretty as heck. $11, you're going to let it go? What about these carved Hindu idols? Carved Hindu idols. Very pretty as well. No Vishnu. We've got the elephant boy. We got the elephant god here, which I used to know off by heart, but I will admit, don't know anymore. But this is one of the famous ones. We got a couple of famous Hindu idols, but I feel let's check myself. Let's not call religious idols famous. That feels inappropriate. The crow sculpture up to $20. Now we have the carved mirror pair. Very pretty, very pretty. What are we looking at? We're looking at a pair of carved mirrors, intricately carved. Wow. Chat, what's so funny about it? Tell me what's funny about it. I would say that the particular chatter marching into madness is one of my homies that has known me for quite a while. So when I'm in announcer state, actually, funny enough, yeah, I'll reveal a little bit of personal information. The particular friend that's in the chat saying it's funny went to journalism college with me, and I always flexed. I was like, hey, I can do the announcer thing. I'm like, hey, I'll be the newscaster. I could do it. I could do it, but look at me, look at me. I don't look like the type of fellow. I don't look like the fellow who's going to be like, in today's news, we bring you right? But I'm doing it. I think I'm doing okay. If you're enjoying yourself, let me know. Let me know. Because I think I'm doing okay. This tribal dancing mask, though. This tribal dancing mask. As I'm teasing about that stuff, this guy, this is a Star Wars mask. I should do radio then. I would do radio if radio wasn't dead. No one can see you. Oh my god. Okay, chat. Okay, chat. Get out of here. You don't think my I'm showing a little chest here. I'm trying to get some appreciation. Hand carved and decorated. Fantastic mythical figure. So much charm. Hey. When you're mediocre at what you gotta do, you gotta add a little bit of appeal. I'm adding some curb appeal to my streams, $38 on the Star Wars mask, which as much as I'm teasing, that was also disgusting in terms of verbal tics. The tribal dancing mask, if you're doing set design, that's really sick. You could add that to any sort of universe. Radio is not dead, lol. Radio is not dead, but it is not a the career ratio, not fun. You're getting paid inadequately for the amount of money you're making, and you're broadcasting to way more folks now, right? So I could work for a local radio station. I'm broadcasting to almost like 10 different small towns, and my pay compensation hasn't jumped to accommodate that. And also, you're not able to provide the local news adequately to those regions. It's a funny dichotomy. It's the same thing that's happening to journalism across the board. But then we're going to get into a big journalism debate. Yeah, PRs himself out of cancellation. That's hey. I took a degree. I execute. Sculptural hand carved from bamboo root. Bamboo root. This is a new one. So bamboo root sculpture. That's another one that's weird to say. Bamboo root. Bamboo root. Sculptural hand carved from the root of a single giant bamboo plant. Cool piece of folk art, mounting bracket, and not haunted. Not haunted, key point. Key point. Shouts to Lynn from Acorn Auctions. That's hilarious. I really have to add that to my own description, so I'm going to add not haunted as a bullet point. This is sick. This is really cool for $6. I like this. I would struggle to price this. Wow. That's really cool. And I guess you could do it with other trees. You gave Farmer Bailey some inspiration here. Maybe I can make carvings out of roots. That's sick. Okay, so that closed. I'm sorry, I got personally distracted there. No way, no way it's a whole canoe. It's got to be a mini canoe. 17 inches, okay. 17 inches on the birch bark handmade canoe, okay. $0, very well handcrafted. Great piece. Great, the fireplace piece, you know what I mean? Bronze bell about to close for $9. $9. We didn't look at the bronze bell yet. And we see the crows at $24. We got some competition. Some competition on the crows. It's bronze bell. Large wood, 15 inches. Woven strap. Cute piece. It actually does look like my heritage. That's an Eastern European heritage. So I'm glad someone got it who enjoyed it. My apologies. I was a little behind on announcing that one. And we've got the canoe about to go. We've got folk art daggers. We've got some silver seashell paperweights. We've got the Wendell August Forge, Pittsburgh's relief art. So Pittsburgh with the resurgence of USA-made ceramics and materials. This Pittsburgh, I'm not surprised to see that it's got some competition going on. And we've got the antique silk loom with 45 seconds left. I'm glad the crows are the cutest. I am biased, but I love the crows. I'm not surprised to see them getting the most competition. I want to remind everyone that I do simulcast. So I'm on Twitch, I'm on Kick, and I'm on YouTube. The best way to support is to drop a thumbs up on the YouTube video and to drop a subscribe. Okay? So on my YouTube channel, I convert antique, like vintage VHS and lost media, as well as upload YouTube videos about my hustle. I've got one coming up that I have to get the time to process. I really need to get to the point that I am monetized so I can spare an editor. And then the reason I need to spare an editor is because of the simulcasting. Because if you guys catch this one live, the thing is, I want to cut this down to like a 30-minute long video, and it is way more entertaining. You guys can get as stoked as I am on the highlight items, learn more about them, etc., etc. I could even task the editor on appreciating them. Thank you, chat. Marching into Madness, being a good fellow, letting everyone know that I am cross-platform, okay? So don't be afraid to say hi. I see we've got plenty of y'all in the YouTube video. Got a lot of viewers bouncing around. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up, okay? Hit that thumbs up. I lost my mouse on my split screens. Okay. Ceramic koi lot. $35 for the koi. These are cute boys. Cute boys for the kois. These are even, I would stick them in all my plant pots, to be honest. I am so easily amused, it seems. Hey, yo. Don't insult my intellect like that. Tawny Owl, we have the Cardinal and Bluebird. We have the Naturalist figurines. Royal Dalton a Royal Dalton horse figure going for $6 is absurd. If you've already bought the crows, if you've bought other animal figurines in this, no way, a Royal Dalton horse, $6. You're going to get a steal. Get that, because that's some resale value. If you are interested in buying these animal pieces, if you're already invested in getting some of the high-end ceramics that are animal pieces, bro, you gotta buy the crows, who are beautiful. I'm not critiquing the buyer, but you're gonna buy the brand name Royal Dalton horsey. That's wild. That's wild. Spend a few more bucks, complete your collection. Carved stone tablet. What are we looking at? I'm going to need like a TED Talks blinker. My mouse is working. That's why you see my arms so flat. I actually really like this format. I really like the standing and talking format, but I need like a TED Talks. I need something that scrolls a little better. Incredible hand-carved stone tablets. It looks like a shepherd of, I was not going to say Christian origins until I saw the little halo. He looks like same era, but maybe not Christian. He might just be a normal shepherd and not a religious shepherd. Going for $26. And the Royal Dalton horse, $6 buckaroos, bro. $6 buckaroos. You're gonna buy all these other animals. You're gonna get Cardinal and Bluebird. Horse got bid up. We got a horse bid. That's... Yo, chat. You guys are making me so excited. Thank you for participating. It seems like the cross-platform streaming is working today. Let's go. We got horse bids today, y'all. We got horse bids. That is so awesome. I appreciate y'all. Excuse me getting excited over horses. We've got the... Okay. We're not horsing around here, all right? We out here. We selling horsey figurines. You may as well buy all the other aminals on the market. We got Villeroy and Bach, crystal, candlestick holders. These guys, I feel like you could also sell them as a Louis V, like just flex, just to kind of bend the truth. Geometric, modern shapes, very sick, very cool. I love them. Horse bids have got me still so, I'm carrying on so much excitement from the horse bids. Take it all. We've almost got another bid coming in. We have the brown glass. What is this? Blown glass. Jack in the pulpit vase. It kind of looks like Like the Pokemon, It looks like the Team Rocket Pokemon with the flower one, hand blown glass vase, Tiffany style, Jack in the Pulpit. $6 is about to get bid up. Oh, we got the Villeroy bid up. Great losers think alike. Yo, these are great winners, okay? Do not insult the intelligence of the bidders because the horse got another bid. So I'm not a dork for knowing the value of that horsey, okay? It is adorable. It is cute. I appreciate it, and I'm glad someone else is. And Acorn Auctions Hamilton does have a keen eye for picking both the cute and unique pieces. We've got a Nippon vanity jar. So Nippon is a Japanese ceramics company. I'm not sure if they are still in business. That is something I do have to research. But their enamel painting is truly stunning. And this is what their signature looks like, right? This is your grandma would have had this. Your grandma would have had this. This is bloody adorable. Horse ain't gone. Horse still got bidding. So chat, calm yourself. We're looking at how many more items do we have? We have 25, so we've got about 50 more items for Acorn Auctions closing tonight. I agree. Get this shit for your grandma. Get this shit for your mom. Get this shit for your family. I was supposed to be family friendly, and I just said a swear word like 5 times. I apologize. I'm going to have a sip, but it looks like one of the keynote items that we checked out at the start. Garnering some competition. A uranium glass dog, okay? Uranium glass dog. It is a uranium glass piece. I want to remind everyone that if you are searching for Canadian made, right, one of the keynote uranium mines are in Canada. I won't get into the geopolitical context of that, but Canada does provide most of the world's uranium. So if you are picking a piece of glass such as this, it likely is Canadian made. Sorry, kids, this is the real world. Yeah. Possible flaw in tongue. He's got a little doggy chip on his tongue, but for $95 for uranium glass that is not legally allowed to be produced anymore. Good steal. Okay, agua sip. I got a bev. $42 on a close. We've got the fake Louis V. We got the Villeroy and Bach crystal candlestick holders. I actually do enjoy this too much that it gets me so distracted that I cannot take a break. We got another horse bid. Horse bid coming in at $14. Okay, all right, y'all. Okay, sorry. Y'all hear that? Not legally. Get that, yeah. Oh, 11:15. It seems like thank you to Marching in Madness in the chat. It seems like chat is helping now encourage bidders. At 1:15 now we have a uranium glass dog bid up. Because they are right. They're not. There's no more being made. You're not allowed to make art out of that rare mined material. And let's not talk about why we can't make art out of it. But the meow. We got 1 minute on the meow. We got 1 minute meow. I do like this meow. If my house wasn't filled with art, I want the meow. My house is already too filled with art. But look at that, bro. That's a meow. That's a good meow. No, oh, come on, chat. I'm not getting aggressive about it. I'd just be like, I'll start a geopolitical controversy over why we can't create uranium art anymore. How about that? Our open lots are at 138. We've got 138. 10 out of 10 meow. That's a great meow. For 40 bucks, horse bid. We've got some competition going on for the uranium glass dog, so we weren't absurd for obsessing over it. We've got a First Nations sculpture. It does kind of... What is it? Carved from a single piece of wood, stylized spirit animal. Ah, mais oui, mais oui. I like it. Beautiful notch. Great woodwork. Sure it's going to find a good home for 9 buckaroos. We're at 165 on the doggo. We got some doggo competition. And I see that Acorn Auctions has done great on some of the other prints. It seems like people are only interested in aminals. Alright? You don't want no people paintings anymore. Because this Victorian chromolitho. So it's a lithograph. With a classic frame. I love these old school frames. Butterfly is a decorative panel from the painting by W.S. Coleman. $0. Really, really, y'all. Really, you don't want the non-animal based prints. So we got animal and nature garnering some competition. And we've got another bit as stated. Oh, actually, in opposing perspective. What is this one? You got the Matisse print. Oh, there's animals in it. There's goldfish. There's goldfish. So theory still stands. Theory still stands. Vintage print of Henny Matissier's goldfish. So it really stands. Okay, so we got people want fish prints and nature prints. That is my lesson learned. Original oil painting. About to go with 40 seconds left. This one's a nature print. People don't want this nature print. This one kind of looks like the one I have in the background in a humbling and a supportive way, not in a saying I already got it way. We got a scenic fall landscape with birch trees. Birch trees unique to North America and vintage from the 1960s. That is a 2-bit item going for 6 buckaroos that just got bid up. No, it was the one right before it. I got way too excited. I got ahead of myself because we've got a moth print further proving my belief in the value that it is aminals and nature that gets bid up. We've got a lovely moth print by Glenn Lotz. This is adorable. It is adorable. I always think of Mothra. I've watched too many Godzilla movies. That is my own fault and not yours. The horse. We got the Royal Dalton Foal about to close for $14. I am very grateful that whoever is watching this that really wanted a horsey statue bid it up no matter what. I do find it hilarious that y'all chose that, but I am forever grateful. We're at 205 on the uranium glass dog. Wow, y'all, you're really getting some competition in. But Twitch just crashed, but he's just in time for the horse. He's right. He's just in time for the horse. We've got 50 seconds left on the horse. The fall. Going Royal Dalton. Royal Dalton is one of the keynote brands that used to be the top dog of the market for English-made ceramics, okay? So this fowl that you may be purchasing, it's gone at 14 bucks. So you missed out on the opportunity, but not only would you have resale value in it, you would have one of the top tier English ceramic creators, okay? And now we're going at 205 for the uranium glass dog. If you watch any TikTok, you know uranium glass is the keynote figure nowadays. And as we're watching this pattern through the last few auctions of Acorn Auction Hamilton, you'll see that people really enjoy their nature as well as their animals, okay? The horse is gone. Horse is sold. Horse is sold at 14 buckaroos. You missed out if you really did want it. We can look at some of the further items down. Okay, before I gotta watch the top tier items, but what is this? $5? What is this? I love this. Oh my god. Hawaiian, so it is Mexican. Hawaiian, I want this. I love everything about this. I love everything about this, and I wish my bidding wasn't broken right now because of a glitch in the high bid system. I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it. This thing's sick. Oh my god. Chat, Marching into Madness. You want to buy me something? Buy me that Hawaiian. Lot 122. That thing's sick. You want a stream gift? Yeah. Sick makes me feel washed. I try to check myself when I say sick too much. I feel like an old man. Sick. Yeah. I said it out loud. I was like, ew. Give myself the ick. I gave myself the ick. This orange yak pelt. Also sick. But very cool, actually. Yak pelt. Oh, and clearly it was stitched into the square, which is interesting, rather than cut into the square. Yak pelt, very interesting. If you do want to purchase this piece, right? So, not illegal to trade the piece, but you cannot trade the piece on Marketplace or eBay. So if you are interested in a pelt, I highly recommend purchasing through Acorn Auctions. And I see it got paid up after we're looking at it, chat. I see that you guys are watching. So thank you so much. Don't be afraid to hit that thumbs up button and drop a subscription on the YouTube, okay? Okay. Yeah, the self-monitoring of my own verbal catches of being elder millennial now is always hilarious. I'm like, yeah, bro, that's dope. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm washed. I'm washed. Van Gogh needlepoint. Big. Actually, these sunflowers, Van Gogh, $20. Glad to see it's being appreciated. Because this is actually, oh, I do have it hung up in my room. I'm not turning the camera just because of logistics. But this, I'm not an art snob. Not an art snob. My favorite Van Gogh piece. Favorite Van Gogh piece? Sunflowers. Love it. Love it. Okay, I need to learn a little bit more about art school techniques, about what is most valuable. But I will be honest. Sunflower Van Gogh. Favorite Van Gogh. Yo, I drew that in school. Bro, you just gotta cut your ear off and you'll be as prolific as an artist. That's pretty much all the requirements are. That is also, let me catch myself because it's a family programming. I am teasing with my chat. I am not advising that you do that, and self-harm is not required to be a prolific artist. Now, the uranium glass dog is about to close for $205, so I'm gonna distract you from the harsh topic that I just brought up. At 205, 10 seconds left. With such a bidding competition, I am surprised. 41 bids, 205, and it is gone. Okay? All right, good bid, good bid. Matisse print about to go for $15. We have the Tank Matador wall piece art. I saw this getting a couple bids earlier. 45 seconds left. 3 pieces of these Matadors. During the 60s, the Illinois Molding Company and Bel Air Art created the still life bullfighter wall plaques that are embellished with the melted plastic chips. Stunning piece, bullfighter piece. So you're hitting a couple cultures with these. Made in America, so doubles up on the importance locally because Acorn Auctions Hamilton does offer shipping throughout North America. If you want to get involved, the link is at the top of the chat. We've got 15 seconds left on those rare Matador pieces. All right, okay, so we've got another bid also on that teak carved mermaid. I'm surprised that some, yes, Chad, Matador wall piece going for 55. This is what we like to see. You guys make me so excited about what I do. There's times that I'm doubting. I'm like, is this live auction reaction worth it? Yo, shouts to y'all. It is so sick. And we've got the Matisse wall piece. We got the needle print. Again, I'm biased. The Van Gogh is sick. I would say buy the Van Gogh. If you want the Van Gogh, pay more than that because the Van Gogh is the best. I idolize that artist, but the Yak got another bid. We were looking at the Yak. The Yak was 20 bucks a few minutes ago. He's right because I drew it. Abstract painting going for 26 bucks with 10 seconds left. This guy, do we have an artiste attached to it? Signed by J.A. Cernielovich. Apply some of my Ukrainian heritage, about to close for 26 bucks. That's reasonable. 20 bucks, 26 bucks, respectively. Very reasonable. We have the Yak Pelt rug. I dare you to get a Yak Pelt rug for $22 anywhere else on the internet or in person. $22. That is a healthy yak. That is okay. Now I'm memeing. I'm memeing a little bit, but for a yak rug to be that orange, it was legitimately a healthy. It was a healthy yak, and I guarantee if you're looking for a rug of that style and portion, it's not gonna come off that bright, that highlightable, and that unique. Okay, and now we're getting into some of the lots that have a little bit more competition. We got a little bit more bidding going on with the teak maid, as well as the teak matador. I want to remind everyone that teak wood is one of the most rare forms of hardwood, softwood in the world. Okay, so you buy that, it's got serious resale value, and the vintage the Hoakin. Let's just stick with that. The Hoakin painted spirit figure. I want it to be a good luck charm in my room, and I would love to appease the spirits from that culture. Hoakin is a Mexican identity. There's Hoakin cheese, right? And that is actually a funny thing that a contrast between Spanish and English. When you put the O in front, it comes off as ho. It comes off as a Hoakin, right? Versus French. Put the H in front of something, you don't say the H, right? We've got a couple blankies coming up. We've got a couple blankies in furniture, which is also interesting data for my own resale value. I myself have been struggling to resell the towels and blankets that are of antique variety. But we've got two shearling rugs. These shearling rugs, this is another pelt, isn't it? Both 30 by 19 shearling. So this is a sheepskin rug. If you're gonna buy a yak, you can buy a yak. You better buy a sheep. $7, Chad. Yes. Yes. He's right because I drew it. Oh, that was previously about the Van Gogh. But everybody, seriously, I love it when you're participating and you're bidding on things that I am commentating on in real time. 1960s. We got even more yak. We got more yak. We got some bids up on the shearling rugs. We got some yellow yak. So that's what I'm saying. The last one was orange, right? This yellow yak, this is more of the organic yak color. You can organically get orange yaks, but they need to be fed well. They need to be healthy boys, and needs to be something hereditary in their genes. So that last one bought was rare, and there's a chance that you get another rare one for $11. You get some good quality yak, bro. High quality yak. High quality yak. Gold Florentine shelf, gold Florentine wood basket is also coming up at the bottom of the list. We'll scroll to the top so y'all can see it. We've got bids going all around. Thanks to everyone having a fun time participating today. And I am grateful for you all coming out tonight. I want to remind everyone that I do simulcast. So I'm on Twitch, I'm on Kick, I'm on YouTube, and the best way to support is to drop a thumbs up on the YouTube video and drop a subscription. I want to shout out Acorn Auctions Hamilton, who is a collaborator that we're working with tonight to highlight their fantastic eye for antiques. As you can see, we've got some high ticket items going tonight, and for a reasonable cause, because they are hard to find. If you really want to find a lot of these pieces, good luck, good luck. You're going to go to an antique store and they're going to charge you probably double what you're getting. And they do ship between Canada and North America. Okay. Woo-wee! I'll give you the whole pitch. I'm having a sippy poo of agua. We got another bid on the yak. We got a yak bid. We got someone who wants the yak, which is also a meme. The cognac. I've been showing this off the last few streams too, though. I got a mega sized solo cup, same size as my head. I had to pick it from the estate I was working at just because it's cool. It's like meant to be a permanent solo cup. It's just hilarious to me. So say, oh, you got the Matador closing at $75. Ooh, that's a good price. That's a good price. I'm glad someone appreciates it. Again, if someone's watching the chat, we've got a Marching into Madness. My roommate was possibly interested in some stuff. If anyone wants to get me anything, the Hoakin painted spirit figure is of my desire. Okay. And the gold Florentine. The Florentine going for way less than it typically does at auction, which I am surprised by. It's a very you cup. I thought it was the best like stream meme cup. I thought having a meme cup would be having a solo cup the same size as my head. So I'm very down with it. It also means I have to replace my water way less. It's about triple the size. And we've got a brass planter and incense dish about to close for $5. That's what I forgot to get from the warehouse today. I was intended to take some incense. We have a mod pattern sheet set. That is, I was talking about my speech impediment earlier. That is the worst combo for me to announce. And we have more bidders on the yak. Again, y'all, very thank you for dropping in. The Hawaiian about to close for $13. And the Teak Mermaid has had some competitions. They have been there for a minute, about to close for 1 second. Another bid on the yak. And another bit on the MCM orange curtain panels. We'll take a quick look at this for $17. Loud mod. Yeah, mod is the right term. They're very mod. Super mod curtains. I like them. Bright embroidered pillows. You're doing good on pillows and curtains. He off the yak. We got some, yeah, we off the yak chat. We got some yackers ready to yak it up. I'm glad to see some of the other step. Ooh, and the MCM bar lot. MCM bar lot is the one I'm intrigued at. But I was about to comment on how intriguing it is to see their blankets and pillows having such success. Because that is something that I would love to provide to Acorn Auctions Hamilton. If they are way more viable in selling these items. We've got the vintage MCM mod ice bucket with ice look glass decanter. These boys, this is something you would have seen in a hotel in the 70s. That's some set decoration-ish right there. Going for $7. $20. The yak is now up to 16. We got some yakatition. Anchor Hawking glass lot about to go for $5. We have the Florentine gold wood basket about to close for $32. And if you are familiar with antiques, that Florentine stuff is usually what you would expect. Like if you're not aware of the hustle, you're gonna be like, okay, this Florentine basket is what's gonna go for $100. So it's intriguing as heck to see that. Times are a-changing. We have another bid on the MCM bar lot, and I appreciate y'all for watching stream and bidding things up as we look at them. Okay, so we've got the blown glass stir sticks. Fair, we'll let him go for $0. But what is this Mikasa crystal goblets? Is Mikasa actually Japanese? Mikasa. High quality, great mod styling. Oh, they are. Yeah, that's great styling. I actually do like these glass goblets pretty much. Very fun style. I want to remind everyone that I do simulcast. If you look at the link pinned in the chat, you are still able to participate in this soft close auction with shipping throughout North America, alright? We have, I'm going to hit a quick refresh. We're going to see, because I'm pretty sure it's still at a 104, which shows the amount of competition / specific interest that Acorn Auctions Hamilton is able to develop through the aesthetically pleasing pieces that they collect and aggregate. I guess collect is the wrong word. When you're auctioning them off, you're not really collecting them. And I am curious to see, because I see they did the 136 and the 136A, and I think that doesn't add, I think it doesn't calculate that. We got the McKee style bottoms up nudie shot glass. Nudie shot glass. What's so? Oh, because it's a butt. We got a butt. We got a butt glass. We got a butt glass. McKee style bottoms up glass. Electric blue steel. Teal blue. Chat. Marching into madness. That's a gift for your mom. Give him the shot glass. The pillows seem to be doing well. We got another bid up on the MCM orange curtain panels, and a little bit more competition going on for the yak, and the MCM bar lot that we looked at. So thank you everyone for participating actively in the viewership. If you are new here, I do a variety of content. I do convert VHS tapes as well as highlight my own auctions and live stream the entire process behind picking items. Currently, I'm working on a YouTube video about picking out 3 homes worth of stuff. I'm very excited to share that with y'all, and I'm very excited to see that we've got a couple more items closing at the same time. We've got a blown glass purple jug at 6 buckaroos. We got the ashtrays, $5, bro. If you're a reseller, I highly recommend you steal these. These bad boys, those are easy money in a retail space. At 5 buckaroos, really, you're gonna let that close in 3 seconds? That's it? You're gonna let this slide? Okay, all right, I'll let it go. All I heard is I'm working on a video picking out. Okay, chat. I see that not all the viewers here are appreciative of who I am as a human, but it's okay. It's okay. All right, I accept it as part of being an influencer. I get it. Yeah, we got some haters in the chat, and I say that teasing because I'm very okay. I'm very okay as long as you're not hateful, disrespectful, or causing harm to others. Please make fun of me. I'm very okay with that, and I invite y'all to jump in and tell me how maybe I'm showing a little bit too much chest. You know what I mean? That's it's all part of the game. It's all part of the game. But I do want a safe and inclusive community. So you can make fun of a baby, but watch yourself. You know what I mean? We now have a bunch of things starting to close. What in the DEI, bro? The tourist glass lot, Niagara Falls. Really? Niagara Falls. Chat, you should buy this. This is a mommy gift. Skylon Tower. The only tower no one gives a buck about. Oh, and there's a bid on it. Someone listened. Someone listened. Skylon Tower glasses. The Demi-Jean, the lot of 2, the wine-making glasses, they're always a tough sell. The vintage wood bowls, I see that as a tough sell as well. We've got the amber olive glass lot. Lots of teak in this auction. If you bought the other teak, you may as well get the teak wood fruit bowl. Super fun. I agree with the description. Very fun. I hope the wheel wheels. It's a good wheeling, boy. You're not wrong. I knew it. I think we got some buyers in the chat, eh? So, guys, the biggest thing, if you're watching on YouTube, I see y'all. We got a lot of people popping in and out. I appreciate you coming through, and if it's your first time, don't be afraid to drop a subscription, and don't be afraid to participate in the chat. I know we got our one homie here on Twitch who's a little bit abrasive, but he's not rude, he's not offensive, he's not an aggressive fellow. Don't be afraid to say hi. I'm teasing that, folk, but realistically, yes, everyone can see what you're saying cross-platform. So even if it's your first time watching the live stream format, one of the most fun parts of investing in this is that you can participate with me directly. So if you've got some ideas on some items, something you want me to focus on, do not be afraid to tell me such, okay? It's one of my favorite parts of this process, and it looks like as we're entering the second half of this auction, things are slowing up in a very humble way. I think Acorn Auctions did do an incredible job at sorting out the items that would draw the most attention to the beginning of the auction listings, which I highly commend. I always very much admire how they do things. And when we're looking at the chat bots, I'm sorry, I do not want to add you to my Discord. I will let you know that for a fact. We've got a couple items closing. We've got some bidding. We had the tourist glasses for the Skylon Tower extended and the teak wheelbarrow about to close as well. Another one that's tough for my speech impediment. We've got a Japanese tea set. We've got the brass table accessories. We've got a vintage placement a lot. Thank you for the support, chat. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate the enthusiastic support that I developed from such a wide variety of people. We now have 90. We have 90 locks. We got another bid on the Niagara Skyline Tower, okay? Yeah, BRB, that's all good, chat. Thank you, everyone. I just want to let you know, you're welcome to say hi. Don't feel so intimidated by this new age format, okay? And we've got the bottoms up nudie shot glass about to close for 24 buckaroos, okay? So 26 and 24 buckaroos for the top two items that I would value at a much higher price just because of their aesthetically unique design and the fact that you will not be able to find something created in that fashion nowadays. I did say that about the nudie glass, but I do believe that about the nudie glass. Good luck getting a nudie glass that looks like that. So congrats to the winner at $24. And it seems like the Skyline Tower glasses going for $9. A bigger bid. This is why the soft close option is superior, because you have the ability to not get items sniped from underneath you. And we've got some competition going on for this brass mortar and pestle kitchen lot. Oh, a pasta maker, maybe. Now I'm curious. Oh, yeah, probably a pasta maker. That's a pasta maker. With a nutcracker. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, buy this. Give it to your grandma. Set your family up. Set up a cousin. You're locked in. Costa Boda fish glass plates. Those are kind of cool species. And if you already bought all of the other animals, Costa Boda is a marina flounder. Haha, har, marina flounder. Okay. About to go. We've got some bids rolling in as I'm discussing this, but it looks like our top tier items that we've already discussed are about to go. Now we're into some more of the kitchenware, jars, and ceramics. We've got the kitchen basket lot about to go for $0. That thing's pretty sick. Wow. Three kitchen baskets, red 3-tier hanging basket, metal gold basket, and wicker woven basket. Wow, I want this. I want that. I want that. I want it bad. I want it bad, but I can't bid, and I have enough kitschy items in my house. If someone wants to get that, get the kitchen baskets. I highly recommend. We've got 1 minute left on the Skyline Tower glasses. Looks like we had a bit of competition, so if you're interested in getting them, now is the time to hop on the auction bid. We've got the Art Deco glass mixing bowls going for, what are we at? $5, and we have a 6.5 inch and another smaller one. So not Pyrex, but similar era as Pyrex, probably similar condition and useful formats. I am surprised to see things closing at the price that they are, because if you already put a couple bids on the tourist glass or the Japanese tea set or the mortar and pestle, like, it's the time to fight. Time to fight is now, okay? Get those couple bids in, and let's see how much they go for. Now we're getting into the Fiesta. We're getting into the classics. Fiesta does well in every market. Okay, so this isn't just a Acorn Auctions Hamilton success. This is a good investment because North American made ceramics have been on the up and ups. So this is a vintage Fiesta ivory serving plate, stamped Fiesta on the bottom, so that's how you can tell. And as I have learned through this process, if it's stamped Fiesta, it was made out of clay from the Ohio River, okay? So not only are you buying American made, you're buying American sourced. And the Ohio River kind of trickles into Canada, so, you know, it's close. But that's why it's important to remember that through this auction with Acorn Auctions Hamilton, we do North American shipping, right? So even if you're in the US of A, you're in the classic US of A, you are able to receive your items down there. And I apologize. It looks like I'm having frame rate issues here and there, but it should still be surviving. I am just noting in case anyone is having any issues. We've got the Fiesta Larger, Cobalt Fiesta. That is the unique piece that I haven't seen before. For 18 bucks, Cobalt Blue Fiesta. Wow, I love this. So it is classic Fiesta. I saw it as more transparent than I predicted. That's a beautiful piece. Fiesta, I need to, like... The passion and intensity I've learned through working with Acorn Auctions Hamilton on a consistent basis, which does contrast my version of auctions, where I sell a little bit of everything. The Fiesta, I really want to learn more, like what's the history behind it. It's very cool, because if a factory really created such a variety of ceramic products, it would be very interesting to see like how many. There's a lot of vase molds. There's a lot of all these dining sets. That's a lot of ceramics. It's very intriguing that they don't have such a stuck to product line. The picnic basket about to go for $6. Wow, these things MSRP for a silly amount. The silly amount. What are we looking at? A wicker basket. We've got everything in it. I have one in my closet. That thing was $50 from Canadian Tire. $6. That's a steal. If you guys want to actually give a gift to a family, I would highly recommend the picnic basket lot 157. $6. That deserves another bid. If you guys want to get me hyped, I highly recommend you get in on that picnic basket, as Yogi Bear would say. The picnic. Yes, I'm that old. I'm that old. I remember Yogi Bear. Okay. Oh, that wasn't a picnic basket bit? Alright, okay. That's alright, children. I won't get it. It's alright. I'm not disappointed. I'm just going to say I noticed it. Yeah. We've got a uranium refrigerator dish. What is a refrigerator dish? I guess that's just like a container you're going to use to sort stuff rather than store stuff. Sort and store. Pressed uranium glass square refrigerator dish with a leaf motif. The flea bites always trip me up. Flea bites, I'm always like, is there actual fleas? But it just means it got a little nicked up on use, on actual use. So we're looking at that. That's actually kind of cool. I love that. Like, I think that was purposeful. I would put my professional demeanor on saying that was purposeful. And I love that. That's a great embossment. We've got the vintage Fiesta teacups about to go for $15. $15. Again, Fiesta. That's an investment. That things last. And we got a bid up on the uranium refrigerator dish. I saw that, chat. Good to see y'all are having fun with the competition. It looks like we've got some other items closing. Again, Crystal. Crystal is the one that, in contrast to Fiesta, ceramics seems like deserves a little bit more attention, but I will respect the desires of all the audiences here. So we've got the Darkhaze, we've got Fine Italian, we've got Fine Crystal, we've got Crystal Champagne, we've got the Rose Motif, silver plated a lot. Like, we've got some of these historically valuable items that aren't necessarily what the modern market desires, but I would say still can make your house look pretty darn beautiful. Okay, so we'll skip over the bowl and the two bowls, the centerpiece and the bowl. Let's take a quick look at this Fine Crystal lot, because this bad boy, this is kind of pretty. And I would say if you're already invested in getting ceramics from this auction, if you're already having items carefully packed by Acorn Auctions Hamilton, this piece, very pretty, very beautiful, so good. It's actually Japanese. That would be the only other thing I would add to the title if it were me. But you get a butter dish, a salad bowl, you get a serving bowl. Like, these things, all great. Cute, very cute, leaf pattern, tropical leaf pattern. Very large Soga Japanese crystal leaf serving dish, a Mikasa crystal swirl pedestal dish, and a crystal covered butter dish. Okay, that's $5. $5 I think deserves a little bit more. So Chad, if you're listening to me, if I got one of you here and you're still willing to get some more things, I highly recommend you jump in on that one. But we have it closing now, so fair. I'm not judging you. I just, you should feel guilty. I feel disappointed. I'm teasing. We got the vintage plate lot. So this is a uranium glass Boston sandwich dish company plate, an Edwardian pinup transfer plate, a Victorian Prospect Point Niagara Falls plate, and a antique pretty lady advertisement plate. So we've got a variety of 4, great to flex on all your famo. This is like, have this in your closet. You're going to keep grandma happy. You're going to keep your auntie happy. You're going to keep your cousins happy, right? You break out the uranium glass to the folks that watch TikTok. You break out the portrait plate to your grandmother. And you break out the other 2 to your siblings. It is a easy marketing choice. And it seems like people agree because it just got bid up. So thank you, chat. And also, shouts out to everyone coming back. We've got a lot of Niagara Falls merch. Well, it is because, again, Acorn Auctions Hamilton is based out of Hamilton. But they do offer shipping throughout North America. It is the advantage of using this hybrid platform because they control their product supply basis much more thoroughly. And shouts out to Chad because I saw another bid on the plate lot. I told you it was great for all your family members, so I'm glad you guys got to see that as well. This German Stein cookie jar. A Stein cookie jar, charming hand painted. It almost looks 3D. I do like it. Very Jesus-y. I mean, it's not Jesus, but I'm pretty sure it's still religious. Made in Germany, so hand done. We're looking at 61 lots still open. So if you want to get involved, now is the time. Okay? We had German beer steins. My heritage is a bit offended. I got a stein in my house as it is. People don't want the steins. No, it's not stein time. A lot of 6 German beer steins. These are great. It was just say Japanese made. Some marked Japan. Lusterware. Oh, okay, yeah, because these are OG. These are what you would see in your grandma's house. But if you owned a bar, you owned a restaurant, you owned a retail storefront, those are actually kind of cool. Those would be great to actually have in a bar or restaurant. Stoneware crock, about to go. 1800 stoneware mug, about to close in a minute. Let's see, what is this? I'm very curious. 168A is what we're looking at. It is a antique Bennington Rockingham stoneware with the acanthus leaf brown glazed mug. No chip on the lower side of the handle, but 1800s. Wow. Not only is it a piece of history, it's a piece of history, but it's also something still very practically applicable. Like, if you could viably prove that it's 1800s, I would really, really, really want to store that in your heirlooms cabinet or store it where you keep other family things. That's so cool. I guarantee whether you're new or not at antiques, find something from the 1800s of that quality, because that's not an easy find. We've got vintage kitchen accessories about to go for $0. We've got a blanket box about to go for $12 that had some competition. Another petite footstool. Footstools always seem to do okay. So we've got some blankets. We got blankets, aminos, and a Fiesta. So North American made blankets, pillows, and animals are what seems to be flying off the shelves today, which is always interesting to observe as someone who runs his own auctions himself. So I want to remind y'all, I do this on a monthly basis myself, but Acorn Auctions does do their shipping out of Hamilton, Ontario. It's wood blanket holder, lot number 170. Very beautifully stained. That's a hard to find piece. That is a true antique. I would say $12 is a bloody steal on that. We've got some blankets about to go. What is this? Art Deco Irish linen. And now I am even further curious. It's got some classic, just Celtic style. Again, I can say this as a Scotsman. I have seen these style of symbols on my family ephemera. We've got the homespun Indian lace, which is where we may need chat input because I cannot attest to that. Art Deco, exceptional quality homespun Indian lace. These are, yeah, what you would see at grandma's. Chat says yes. Chat says yes, it is Indian lace. These guys, yeah, I miss having like at home, at grandma's, at a British family's house, which is also gross. Let's not talk about how it's Indian lace and it was at a British family's home, so let me catch myself there. We have a mid-century walnut table after all the other side stools and everything. Okay, very interesting to note. So we're able to sell and get rid of a lot of antique pieces, but then when it comes to the larger pieces, it seems like even through Acorn Auctions Hamilton, people are not fully willing to buy the bigger ones. So we've got the overall condition is very good, solid wood top. This mid-century walnut table. Same ramble I gave with teak. And yeah, shouts the chat giggling at my India comments. Walnut is exceptionally expensive. I dare you to go find a new walnut table and find it at this affordable rate. That is legitimately impressive. And then we're looking at the solid teak. Right, I went through my teak rant. This bad boy, 1890s, hand carved. Shit was heavy, but because it's real wood, because it's not cheap composite wood. With the wicker base, oh man, if I had space in my house, this one hurts my heart. I want this so bad, but I wouldn't use it. I want it. I want this teak chairs so bad, so bad, so bad. Those are great. So no bids on the walnut table, no bids on the teak chair. I'm surprised. I'm disappointed in y'all chat, okay? I'm disappointed as the father figure here. Brass banker's lamp. That's also another set deck piece. $6. $6 on a brass. Wow. Works beautifully. It's got the green shade. This is like, put this in a movie. You'll rent that for $80 to a movie set. Yeah, you need the banker's lamp. That's a classic piece. I'm not blaming chat for everything, chat, as I talk to chat. But I am going to accuse you of not bidding up items, okay? That's all right. That's okay. As I said, I've got the openness to be able to be made fun of. So you can tease me, but I'm also going to say you're missing out on some really, really freaking cool 1890s solid teak chairs and call you out for it. You got to have a trade-off. If I'm opening up vulnerability here, yeah, you got to take a little bit of vulnerability too, and I think you do because you're already posting anonymously most of the time. I digress. Let me not get so metaphysical about our socio-dynamics. We now have the Art Deco teak mini bar cabinet. I want to remind everyone, teak, one of the most rare woods, very expensive wood. We've also got tongue and groove, right? Dovetail, not tongue and groove. That bad boy. High quality construction, very difficult to find nowadays. Someone crafted this by hand, and look at the grain on that wood. $15. I would, oh man, it's killing me that I got locked out for my bids. That's killing me today. Genuinely killing me. But at the same time, out of respect for Acorn Auctions Hamilton, I would want them to deliver me a whole teak side table. But as we are at a pause, we've got a lot of ceramics, we've got a lot of apothecary coming up, we got a lot of items sitting around $5. We got a lot of interesting things. Hydrate, okay? The World War II era letter envelope, though, very intriguing. My eBay seller brand really wants to take them to list to eBay, but... And these insulators. I knew nothing about these insulators till I started my hustle. I'm starting to learn about them. I learned there's a market for them. I am impressed that there's no buyers here because technically these insulators are another example of high quality ceramic work. These Hemingway and the Hayes brown porcelain, these guys on the left hand side of your screen at the moment, are actually very difficult to create and something that was highly sought after back in the day, but struggled to have modern applications. So it's like this weird collector's market that is still valuable, but it doesn't have like an exact place that you can use it now. Oh, we got a bid rolling in. We got someone jumping in. Is it at the top? Oh, it was for the large apothecary lidded jars. Those are kind of bloody sick. Large glass apothecary jars. They do look a little insinuative. That's my only comment about them. Awesome though. Awesome bedroom. Like, not bedroom. Only bedroom because I said insinuative. Awesome kitchen jars for sure. Say it with your whole chest. You say it with your whole chest. Okay, I copped out. Teak sale pottery lot. We got another bid. No, the apothecary was at 11. Another bid further down, I think. Excuse me, I'm just taking a quick voice breather. We've got 40 lots available, okay, so it's closing soon. I am just recharging so I can give you the utmost energy as this is going. Shout out to everyone who's been here since 8 p.m. I feel like I've got about an hour and a half of energy, and then I need to recharge. Yes, as Acorn Auctions mentioned in the chat, they do have a premium auction that opened tonight. So I've got Dom Lalique, genuine 3.5 pounds piece of solid amber with a bug and plant inclusions. The same quality that you're seeing in this auction now. If you are intrigued, you're watching this now or in the future, I highly recommend you click on that link in the description of the video. And they have even better pieces than this. So even if you're watching this, you're like, wow, these things are all stunning. So even better things coming up. And I used even a lot in that sentence. I see that the apothecary jars also got bid up. We're at 20 bucks now. We got some competition. I want to remind y'all. Appreciate it when you participate with me, right? So I showed off that little apothecary jar. Made a joke or two about it, but I am very, very pleased to see that you guys appreciate it as much as I do. Best way to support is to drop a like on that YouTube video and then subscribe. And now it is up to 22 buckaroos, okay? The Hemingway insulator lot. The insulator lots are like they're interesting pieces of history. The thing is they don't there's nothing to use them for in the modern era. So you need to find a very specific collector type. But these guys, like as they got chips on the base, etc., they are sick. They're very cool. They're cool pieces. The glassware, the ceramic ware, work on them. Incredibly intricate. Very difficult to create. It's one of those that's a shame in terms of not contributing to society's waste. We got another bid going up to $24 on the apothecary lot. These World War II era envelopes. I am surprised. I am very surprised. And now we're into some of the books, eh? We're heading into books and World War II era stuff. Okay, so we're looking at the Woodbine. I want to look at the cigarette box. Interesting. 50 Wild Woodbine. So I think that's Canadian made. I don't have time to investigate that, but pretty sure that's a Canadian made company. Very intriguing. Another bid on the large apothecary. Very supportive of that. And I want to note everyone again in the chat. You can see Acorn Auctions Hamilton's you can see Acorn Auctions Hamilton, the most recent post where they just commented about their upcoming auction. So if you're liking what you're seeing here and you want to get some of the premium pieces, now's the time to register for that auction and get yourself some very cool and unique pieces. Now we're looking at some stereoscope cards. What are these bad boys? Victorian interior stereoscope cards. Wow. This is what you would have found in your like great grandmother's house. I love the color in them. Very cool. Even if you were to collage with them and you weren't necessarily going to use them for their original intended display purposes, those are like, so you're gonna let them pass up for $0? Those are like, I would love to create, if I was good at art, if I could have a steady hand for artistic purposes, those are so cool. They're so cute. Wow. Yeah, I do love these. Wow, they are beautiful. They're beautiful. You got the historian in me being a little sentimental about some of the artistic pieces in this auction. Because again, our hosts for the day do a fantastic job at their ability to procure what is truly, truly eye-catching. And I very much value working with this duo. And now we're at $38 with the apothecary lidded jars. That's stunning. That's very stunning. My brain getting a little pooped. I gave you the opening story about how I overextended myself. I will not lie. I am becoming a sleepy boy, but I am here with you. Even if you are sleepy too, it is again one of the most important values behind why I do what I do, right? Online auctions can be a bit of an isolating process. Like, well, it's so cool to be able to like hang out with me and get as hyped as I am on items. And I want to remind you guys that it's like, yeah, drop in the chat and I'll check out something and we can get hyped together. So we keep each other maintained through this process, right? Just giving you the fair warning. It's like, yeah, we got a sleepy boy. The stereoscope with the stereoscope cards. That is not one I would have expected to be hard to say. These are so sick. Again, yo, that's the Brooklyn Bridge too. Wow, the Brooklyn Bridge. Those flowers are adorable. Italy. Man, I love those. And you take those, you collage them, you put it into a different piece of art. You could literally like... The salesmanship doesn't sound so hot there. I was going to say you could repurpose the art. But that doesn't like... You could breathe new life into a historical piece that previously brought joy to others in a very inspiring manner. If you're enjoying this, I want to let you know, in my previous lives, I have a journalism degree as well as a public relations degree. So, when it comes to spinning things, you need me to put on a voice, I can sound like a news broadcaster if that's what you're really looking for. If you're really looking for the satisfaction of why you need to buy these stereoscope cards today, I would highly recommend the amount of vibrant colors attached to these items and the unique and integral historical influence that they provide. With only 10 seconds left, I think you should cop these items before you have the closing, which is happening in 3, 2, 1, done. Okay, so we all thank you for your attendance today, but I would encourage you to participate in this environment that also supports creators of many diverse specialties. And my that's I can also do the broadcast voice pretty well if you want to get involved in that. In today's news, Bebe brings you the latest happenings in Canada. Recently, we had large apothecary lidded jars bid all the way up to $38. Surprisingly, we thought they would have more competition as they are sought by folks who want to decorate their living rooms but also preserve history. We also have some upcoming pieces of National Sportsman magazines and magazines that you will not be able to find in retail storefronts with $0 Canadian bids. And if you are interested in adding to your collection of Canadian history, now is the time, okay? For a low price of $4.99, $5 with tax and shipping, you can get involved in pieces of stationary historical purposes that you may not have been able to find otherwise. I think if I were to do this for a living in the 1950s, my biggest break would be the fact of me laughing at myself. We would like to thank you all for coming out tonight because we've got an Expo 67 photo book that is about to close. One day I'm going to have to make a YouTube video where I put on the voice the entire time. I can also do the NPR voice. I've done the NPR voice pretty well, but it's also like, that's almost as soul crushing as the other one. So thank you everyone for coming out tonight. We've had quite a successful auction displaying a variety of historical pieces. We have ceramics, we have magazines, we've got some frames that are truly unique, okay? So, if it's your first time at one of these auctions, I want to highlight for you the unique qualities of these brass hotel keychains. I don't know if you've seen these before, but they are Americana that is very hard to seek out. In fact, our correspondents were able to find them straight from the source. And more on that at 6. So when someone wants to pay me to be a news voice actor, I got you. But for real, brass hotel keychains, very sick, very awesome. I hope that helps illustrate a little bit of my PR tactics. I can give you the big news broadcast. I can give you the Alex Jones style news broadcast, or I can give you the NPR all at once. We get the bonsai ceramic miniatures. So if anything, hopefully through that I displayed to you that I'm being my authentic self, because otherwise I can talk to you about how these bonsai ceramic miniatures are very aesthetically pleasing in their small size format and handcrafted beauty. If you're looking for something to accentuate your garden or your miniature collection, or maybe accelerate your passion for a long lost craft, I highly recommend you look at lot 203A. And I see that one of you did bid on it, so thank you so much for participating in my tomfoolery. We got the antique marbles. The antique marbles are pretty bloody sick. I actually do want to take a look at these personally outside of the highlighting them for promotional purposes. And then the Aztec lot, also very cool. Ashtrays too. If we got some resellers in here, we got a lot 209 ashtray lot. Ashtrays, you can resell them at a market space like nobody's bloody business. And I want to remind everyone, if you are liking what you're seeing, Acorn Auctions Hamilton is having a premium auction coming up. So that will be listed actually tomorrow. And on the same platform, the same website you're seeing me going, and the same link that's posted in the comments. Click that, register, and you are set. These are actually stunning. I wish I had a use for marbles. Because you see, marbles in antiquity. Maybe I need to put on a persona for a whole stream. That's I should probably VTube. That's probably when I should use an animated character. I should use an animated character and put on the voice the only time. Yeah. The soft talk is for sure 90s late night radio. I've had to do it for other clients. I hate it. I can't be on person. As you see my personal demeanor, I can do the voice. I've done the voiceover for videos, but if you want me to be on camera, I can't do it. I have to like focus to deliver something that is just purely not me. Next up on our broadcast, we're watching to see if bids come up at a higher point for these truly unique mushroom candles. These lusterware antique marbles, one-of-a-kind pieces. I've been looking forward. I can't. I gotta do. I'm breaking character too much. I'm getting too self-conscious about it. I can't keep doing it. And we're already near the end of the auction, and it's like time flies, eh? So I think Acorn Auctions did a fantastic job. 200 lots plus, because they do the A and Bs. I would say it's about 250. I think, let's not use the government names. I think the duo behind this set did an incredible job as always. And I am so ecstatic to be involved in the process. I am very ecstatic to be involved in the process. In fact, I'm... okay, no. We're not going back to it. No, we're not... Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you coming by. Chat has been very involved tonight, and I'm very grateful for that. Even if we don't have a lot of people commenting, I know I've been approached, even regarding these live streams with Acorn Auctions Hamilton, that I see some of you sit down and put it on your TV and hang out with like multiple people, whether it's roommates or family, and you just like listen to me of all people, announce these closes. So thank you for that endlessly. Okay, so we've got the MCM pedestal jar, and I know there's some logistics coming up for Acorn Auction, so let me not whine about how this is difficult for me, you know what I mean? The Bohemian pottery lot, for some reason my speech impediment always wants to end Bohemian with M. Bohemium. These guys are cute as hell. Probably the best ashtray I've seen in the last 20 years. I love that. About to go for 6 buckaroos. We got another ashtray lot. I want to remind the resellers here. Ashtrays, easy money. You put them in a retail space. Hipster's going to pay $5 for each of those minimum. You can triple your money by buying one of these ashtray lots. So someone's getting a steal on these pieces. That feels weird, man. Party Parrot. This guy's got the plugin galore. I guess that's the tech savvy rant. In case someone's not aware, we've got some viewers on YouTube who don't understand why he's sending those weird sentences. That's the only disconnect with having the cross chat, is if you're not a geek, there are plugins to your Chrome browser that adds funny emojis for the sentences that people who are terminally online will post in the chat. So those are some of they're funny emojis is pretty much what he's sending. But that's a ramble for another day. Which gives me a funny idea. I should create a noob video to like introduction to understanding stream etiquette. But yeah, bank that one. Mexican pottery lot going for 6 buckaroos. We got a vintage decor lot, and then we have Hindu deities, incense, and a huge glass pillar vase. We'll look at the vintage decor. Let's look at the glass vase, and then the Hindu deities. So we'll put the Hindu deities at the top. Vintage decor. Cute little bears. Good color for the age, too. That would have been a lot of work. Chalkware, too. Carnival chalkware. Milk glass as well. Wow. It's got the whole spread. Whole spread. People love the animals. You got already Aminals bids. You're gonna buy the other Aminal stuff. You're not gonna buy the bears, the cute bears. All right, buyers. No judgment. Hindu deities. Not gonna lie, the eyes are a little janky on it. Otherwise, I love the details of it. As I critique the eyes, let me add the 100% claro details that I am not judgmental of any of the figures pictured. I'm just also pointing out the eyes on the left. That's all I gotta say. I do love the ceramic paintwork. That's a good piece. That's a good collector's piece. Worthwhile taking. Worthwhile taking. I want to know the figures on the right-hand side. That would be my only critique for Acorn. I can't see who's on the right side. What do we got on the right side? Check out our premium estate auction. As they said, check out Acorn Auctions Hamilton premium estate auction live on Wednesday, June 4th. So it will be live tonight / tomorrow. I'll be helping out to promote these pieces. And it will be closing within the week. Actually, Acorn Auctions Hamilton for my spiels. I would love the closing day of that, and I can help with that. Huge glass pillar vase. Oh, wow. The way you photoed it. Patiently said respectfully. The cover photo, I thought it was like convex. I definitely didn't think it was just a tube. Showstopper. It truly is a showstopper. I agree with that. Milk glass? Kind of looks milk glassy. Wow. I love it. Cute. $2.15. How much is that going for? Where are we at? It looks like we're at 2 open lots. Looks like it took so long that we're getting close to the close. Oh, looks like I might have been at the close. Looks like it took too long looking at stuff, huh? Took too long. Okay. Wow. Wednesday next week? Okay, I'm with it. How much did we go for at the end there then, so I can clarify where we're at? $5 on the vase, very fair. We got the Mexican pottery, $6. We got the ashtrays, $5. So someone got an ashtray lot steal. At least we got the vintage decor up to $6. Okay, and now I will go back to the most bid items. So, again, you liked what you see. Acorn Auctions Hamilton. Great, fantastic aesthetic choice and practical choice of picking lots from their clients to vend towards y'all, okay? They are opening another premium auction tonight through tomorrow. I'm sure they'll be pretty busy tonight to add more items. But it will be closing next week on Wednesday, okay? So if you want to participate, it actually sounds like, in that case, I will also be back next Wednesday. And I will have another live stream link for you to hang out as we do this. I want to tease all the folks that I see that are viewing that didn't drop a like on the video, that didn't subscribe. And if it's your first time here, this is something I do on a consistent basis. Not only do I live stream the auction closes of my dear friends at Acorn Auctions Hamilton, I also live stream the auction closes of my own auctions, and I stream on a pretty consistent weekly basis. I've been a little slow this past week simply due to life, part of the hustle that Acorn totally understands, because I've been just logistically, I've been busting my behind. If someone wants to donate $500 to buy me an IRL stream setup, then I'll just stream the entire time I'm picking stuff. But right now, baby broke. If you're enjoying what you see and you want to support, hit that super chat with the $5. I'll buy the IRL stream setup, and you could just hang out with me all day. And shouts to Marching Into Madness. We've had a couple people in the chat. We've had our most dear supporter, Marching Into Madness, being a fantastic support. now that I'm done announcing, I'm gonna do a little scooty sit. We'll go through what got the most bids at close, and we will close up for the evening tonight. Again, I do want to apologize to everyone, including Acorn. I know I started a little bit late tonight, but it's another one of those examples that I won't expose the person. I just felt so. That's why I have to pause. I have to like not give out the personal info, but through my reselling of antiques, right? It's quite often I'll go into a home, and it's a very involved process of helping them understand what's valuable to them. Like as I take out everything that I think is worth money, I want to make sure to be like, is this important to you? Because I'm only gonna get $40 for it, and $40 isn't worth the history of your family. Okay, so that's where it becomes intimately difficult to do the picking. And last night I was dealing with one of those scenarios with someone that I'm personally close to, but it was very short notice and they weren't as sorted. So it was emblematic of that exact issue, that it was a little draining, and I'm a little behind because I was applying that extra caution because I didn't want to walk into the household and just start unplugging televisions and throwing them into my car to sell. I wanted to make sure that if I pulled the rare ceramics, like since I haven't named the person, I literally, like, I was digging through their drawers. I was looking through their cutlery selection, which they did have some fine cutlery. I found a 24 karat gold complete cutlery set. I found a literally solid gold set of cutlery. And on that example of where I'm saying where I can't scam people and I have to apply some gentleness to it, I had to like bring the cutlery out and be like, you need to take this. You need to take this, because not only is it like probably rare and your family kept it for a reason, I'm holding $300 right here. Like, this is, take the solid gold cutlery and even if you don't use it, you can sell it for its weight. So it's one of those. So I apologize, y'all, to both Acorn Auctions Hamilton and the viewers that I wasn't on to do the whole prolonged experience as I typically do. So if you're enjoying what you see, I do want to let you know I usually start earlier. We review the items in detail, and I provide some context so that you could get even more excited as we see what these prices are going for. So shouts out to Acorn. As they said, as always, they love having the stream running while they watch the auction close. And next week, the next one closes, and I am all for it, okay? So thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. We'll look through, I'll switch to the eBay focus. I wanted to tell a story. I had to do a little bit of apologies for the dedicated audience that I do have. It's just funny dichotomy, to be humble. I've already had people that like message me over Instagram and be like, yeah, I watched your entire thing on YouTube. And I'm like, oh my God. As I get like, no, I don't have that many viewers. And they're like, no, our whole family was watching you on our TV. I'm like, oh, well, there was only like 10 or less. I'm like, oh my God. We move our auctions all the time because we overdo it. Acorn Auctions, yeah, you're totally right. I totally get it. Me and Patty do the same with our auctions. So. And you are so easygoing with our insanity. I appreciate it and understand it. It takes a certain type of person to be able to navigate our lifestyle. At least navigate our lifestyle as freely as we do. So like some insanity comes alongside the flexibility necessary to be able to have true freedom in life. I'm sure, like, if you watch other YouTubers, you watch some people, if we were to like, cool, you could run an eBay store and you could list 40 items a day to your eBay store and then go picking 4 times a week, and you'll be making way more money than us. but you don't have the freedom aspect of it. It's like this silly trade-off that we chose a lifestyle to have freedom, but if you want to be financially successful, you have to give up the same amount of capacity that you would to any other position, right? I almost like feels like a ship burning in the ocean is kind of an apt comparison. Like, you're we're sailors rather than ship makers. You know what I mean? We chose to be the adventurous type that goes out on the oceans, rather than be the type that stays at home and makes the ship for the people who go out to sea to survive on. Now, I may have watched too much One Piece to be able to make a shipbuilding comparison, but that's kind of how I see it, because the shipbuilder is just as daring as the sailor. But we chose to be the ones who would venture out and do it in the crafty, creative manner of reselling, finding antiques, sourcing, supporting folks, versus the stable and proven successful format of just focusing on what does profit generation. Like a shipbuilder. But that's, I got a little philosophical there, you know. What are we going to talk about next? We're going to talk about if you replace all the planks on that ship, is it the same ship? Either way, I feel like everyone understands. If not, you know, the best way to follow me, hit the subscribe button. You can drop a comment about how you don't agree with my analogy. Oh, I did miss. Okay, I missed one thing. This is why I wanted to double check the most bid items. Switch to the eBay. I'm just gonna do a quick scroll of this. The one thing I missed. Teak tray here. I missed the teak tray. I like this. $15 by $10. Nice little inlay. Cute. I would put that at $30. That MSRP. Very glad for Acorn. It seems like they did quite good. Again, we're focused on, I want to let everyone know, I'm going to go from the top to the bottom of this page, and then I'm going to call it for a day today. Okay, so the top to the bottom, just the one page, from 1 to 100, most bids, not most dollar amounts, okay? So in my mind, as I review these things, I'm always trying to let you know that what's most important is the competition and the bid amounts, not the dollar value that it sells for. As we just rambled about the sailor versus shipbuilder, in my mind, I'm more intrigued about the attention and how many folks are interested in the items versus how much profit I can maximize off of the sales that we're generating. Okay? Whew. So, vintage IKEA, as I noted before, is a hot topic market. So I am not surprised that the 2 IKEA items are at the top of the list. But if it was me selling that on Max Sold, I don't think I could sell it for that much. So those 2 IKEA items are the ones that are like, I should probably hold them for Acorn if I identify that as antique like that. The apothecary lidded jars that I made a joke that are suggestive makes sense. They're beautiful. Beautiful. Stone Panther as well. Makes sense. Pyrite. Specimen. I didn't know specimens do so well with Acorn. I'm aware that there's a heavy specimen market, but noted. Maybe I'll just pass off all my specimens. Pause. That sounds weird. Please, no one clip passing off all my specimens. The Teak Matador, $75 at 15 bids. It's because that's the interesting contrast as I'm looking at it and analyzing, right? We have 15 bids, 15 bids, 15 bids, 15 bids, right? One's 30, one's 26, one's 20, one's 75. So it really highlights the contrasting desire of the buyers for the pieces. Contrasting desire of the buyers. I love how that rolls off the tongue, but MCM curtain panels. red moss agate. The agate that you can see on the right side of my screen right now. When I'm at home visiting my family in Alberta, I can find this stuff walking. I can find this just like walking the hills. So let me double check the size. 4 inches, yeah, I can literally 680 gram. If this is the case, I might go hunting for minerals the next time I visit my family in Alberta. If they have that much success, I find this on the ground where I grew up, which is always stunning to me. Fiesta as expected, the uranium as expected, the yak pelt, $22, kind of fair. I think I mentioned as it was closing, you can't sell it on other platforms. So unfortunately, it has to go for $22 because there's not places that you can sell it very bountifully. This 1930s Art Deco vase is what I would have expected to run up to a scary amount of money. Crystal candy dish, cat figures, silk loom, uranium milk glass dish. See, same thing here, right? We got 11 bids, 11 bids, 11 bids, 11 bids, 17, 18, 30, 42, right? So that desirability, way, way, way more intriguing than how much it sells for. Made in the USA. I was talking about the historical and geopolitical interest in uranium. There are American uranium mines, but they are only used for ceramics. Canada has the military-grade uranium mines. They are located in northern Alberta and northern Saskatchewan. And then we have the heavy water mines that both Canada and the US of A use, and that is located in the Rocky Mountains. Heavy water, very interesting resource that is under commented upon. I won't go into a rant about why I think it's not talked about often, but heavy water is what is used for nuclear reactors. And that is, Canada is both the biggest supplier of heavy water and uranium products for military grade and nuclear reactor purposes. And it's a funny combo that people don't often talk about. That is why we are afforded a seat at the geopolitical table quite often, because our resources aren't wood like you think you would believe. Our resources are nuclear technology resources. But I digress. The horse did well. Horse did well. 10 bids, 10 bids, 10 bids. Same example, right? 10 bids on these items, 55, 14, 15, 32. Florentine typically does well. The coral, same thing, same answer. I come across some of them picking the old people houses, like picking all the houses of the unfortunately passed away that I do through my auction format. So it's another one that I might give to Acorn then. So I'll give Acorn specimens and coral and shells. I think. I just try to... I sold shells in my last auction and they sold for like $1 or $2. So maybe Acorn gets the shells because they were antique. They're good quality. Tribal mask wall art. I love this one on the right hand side. That's like some set deck shit. Okay. I've got one last look of one that I missed otherwise. And the Wacken was tough. That was the one. If I had to buy something, I'd buy this goofy looking figure. I love everything about this. I want this so bad. I'd 100% take this and put it in my house. I gotta fix my Hybit account. That's my fault. I was having some issues with it. I tried to register my credit cards and it's like it literally told me my account is suspended. I was like, what the heck? I did that yesterday. I was like, I don't have time to sit on support with them. But I digress. Love the green, love the red. These are great. How much did they go for? $11. They better be taking that home. We're going to go back to the main page. I'm going to give my spiels. I went on a rant about Canadian resources. Talked about my own overextension. Talked about the philosophy behind the hustle. Talked about how Acorn and my business are both set as if we were like sailors versus shipbuilders. I felt like I made a good philosophical analogy there. I'm going to take a bit of credit for that one because I do. That's actually, I'm going to log that one. But except I got to give a 5-minute rant for the convo to make sense. But thank you everyone for tuning in. Let me just double check all my chats before I give the whole spiel to close out. Kickbot's working. YouTube's working. See, we got a couple viewers, bro. Don't be afraid to hit that thumbs up button. Check the phone in case Acorn. Okay. I can get out of announcer mode. I don't have to go a mile a minute. There's so much rushing to getting to this. I need to change the tone of my light for next time because I look very Scottish and red-faced. I guess I was working in the sun yesterday too, so I might just be sunburnt. Either way, I appreciate everyone tuning in. I had a fantastic experience as always. My name's Bailey. I do operate my own eBay store called Grandma's Dead Stock, and I host my own monthly auctions alongside my business partner Patty, who you will see featured in some of my content and streams. The difference is we host our auctions on MaxSold. So MaxSold is a local pickup only. In contrast, one of my frequent collaborators who has helped me greatly. If you've noticed and you've been following this channel for a while, I've surpassed 500 followers. I'm actually very close to 600 subscribers on YouTube, all thanks to Acorn Auctions Hamilton. They believed in me from the start. I will never forget the cute little lunch date that we had. It was very, very, very humbling and really drove me towards the success. For some reason, I'm not getting the chat bot. I'm looking at the other one, and I see that Acorn did comment. They move our auctions all the time, and they are so easygoing with the NC. It feels like a ship burning in the ocean. Actually, no, I did catch that. Okay. Acorn Auctions Hamilton believed in me from the start. They saw the format that we're doing here, and I'm not going to say it's too unique. If you watch live streams at all, I'm not a genius. I'm definitely not a genius. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I made the newest thing ever, but I'm like an auctioneer commentary channel. Find me another one. That's, it's kind of cool. I really believe what I'm doing adds a benefit to your online buying experience, and potentially is something that someone else could do. I've got no ego behind the idea of someone else stealing that concept, but I feel quite happy that it's something that I came up with on my own, and I'm very grateful that Acorn Auctions has supported the entire process. They are a great duo. And finally, I would like to note that they got a premium auction launching tonight/tomorrow. So if you liked what you saw here today, click the link that I attached in the description and the entire chat of this video, because you can hop over, you can register for their upcoming auction and get yourselves in on it. Okay? All right. I think my ramble's done. I see I got a lot of lurkers. I see I got a lot of you new live stream viewers. Next time, I just want to remind you, I do simulcast, and I do have a chat bot that relays all the messages. You may see in the chat that you'll see a message from Twitch, message from whatever. It means you can talk to other people, okay? Don't be afraid to participate. I'm very grateful for your presence. Y'all are amazing folks. I am very thankful for meeting everyone I have here. Love y'all. I'll see you again. Sounds like next week, thanks to Acorn. Okay? All right? Thank you, baby. Thank you, Acorn. Love y'all. Had a great time. Had a great time. Thank you for being patient with me being a tired boy. I'm very grateful. If I'm streaming with Acorn Auctions for next week, I will start again. I always start a minimum an hour ahead of time. So you like this video format, it will be more like a 4-hour, 5-hour live stream rather than just the 2-3 hours, okay? So, thank you for jumping in. Shouts to y'all. Support the hard work, support the dreams, support the sailors. Support the sailors. All right, get bye.